What it do? What it do? Let me, I guess, stop that scene because it's just me right now. Waiting on KP to get into the studio. What's good, folks? Conscious Conversations. You know how we get down. What is today? February, Black History Month. Okay. Let's. Why we get the show this month? But okay, we're not gonna start off like that. We're not gonna start off like that. Hope everyone is well. As we embark on this new month. If anyone knows where Dr. Keith Pelzer is, please call him and tell him that he is late for an engagement. He's supposed to be in the studio. He's not here. So I'm gonna give his seat away. Boom, there go the link right there. Anybody want to come on, chop it up, have a conversation? I am always open and down for that. Hopefully at the end of the night, at the end of the session, we all learn something. We get something of value from this conversation. Senior, I see you in the building, sir. Appreciate you for being here. Again, sorry, I'm not going to be in town for the game. But I'm going to be at the game. So I hope you cut me some slack. Look at this. Oh, look at this coming in the back door, trying to sneak in. Man, I mean, sometimes mess with black folks, boy. God. Okay, hold on. Marvin Stark, what's up with you, brother? I see you in the building. Appreciate you as well. Okay, I'm not gonna put him on blast because I see him standing up. He's doing something. He's doing some adjustments. But see, that should have been done like 2 hours ago. All right, because we around here, we like to start on time. The show starts at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, not 5:31, not 5:32. It's not a leap year. It's not, daylight savings or nothing like that. Well, let's see what he got to say about that. Let's see.
Yo, digging the Scully. Well, how you got a Scully on too? Like, how do we think alike without planning?
See, we think alike, and you probably knew I was talking bad about you too. I was like,
I didn't know. I was on time, dude. When I say something happened today that was just crazy, that I couldn't control, it's something I can't even talk about.
It's all good,
live,
brother.
But it threw me way off, and I was mad about it, and I was like, cool, but I was ready. And then at the last minute, I was about to make some tea, and then my wife finally called me back, and we had to take care of some business real quick. So I was like, "Dad, going it now."
Okay.
So,
but you hear and we hear. Did you get your tea? I got my coffee.
No, you know what? I gotta dig with the Sumo citrus. You know what I'm saying? The Sumo citrus orange.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least you got something. At least you got something. Scullied out there. You see us. Yeah. We doing what we do.
You said you had something on your mind. I'm excited, man.
Listen, I don't even know because now see you done throw me off, right? See, I wanted to talk about it at the bottom of the hour when we were supposed to start. Now the momentum is gone.
Well, nobody knows. So.
No, because I was talking about you when I went live and I did the blank scene and you weren't there.
Oh, all right. Well, you can keep that one going.
I'm gonna edit that out. I'm gonna edit that out.
Put something else on here because the white is washing out. I don't care though.
But it's all right. A little contrast, right? But I'm rocking the Sony Alpha shirt. Shout out to my local Sony rep who held this one specifically for me. This isn't one of them fakes. This is a real one. Yeah, this one actually from Sony. I
like it. I like it.
I'm trying to represent. Try not to be lazy. Like some
I like it.
You see where I'm starting off right there. All right, I see
where you're going.
I'm not trying to be
diggity. I like that. No diggity.
Shirley P is in the building. My friend, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I saw you post today. Hopefully you're recuperating. Had some surgery and we're praying for you. Hopefully you keep getting better, sis. Hopefully you keep getting
blessings.
Better. Yeah. Cause that health. Gotta watch that, man. Right? It's creep up on you.
I like the cup, man.
You like that? Listen, I'm a well-branded young man. I got some other cups. I got to, it's gluttony around here, but I'm trying to be right. But I got to rock some brands once in a while. You know.
I see, and I like it, man.
You know,
I like it. I gotta get Otis Winston on here. His name is Otis Winston. He's an actor. He's been in actually all 3 Venom movies. I believe all 3. Wow. He's got a part in here, not the main role, but you know, he's in the movie. I learned from one of the actresses from Empire. She said her grandmama told her, she said, "Nah, baby, you don't have a little role." She said, "You got a role on the show." And she was kind of teaching her, like, yeah, don't dequalify your spot or minimize it. It's like, yo, you on the show. So my brother, Otis Winston, is in Venom, and he's in a bunch of other major movies, right? He has a part in them. So I'm trying to put it like that. If you were to act because he has the main role, no. But he's another person with focus, and he does his different from you. But both of y'all two athletic, you know, skilled, the whole 9. And both of you have the theme of focus. So I love to have both of y'all on the thing on there. That would be dope, man. That would be dope. But he's an actor. You got access to him. Okay. Yeah, just like you connected me with your brother from Shy. Is it from Shy?
Yeah. Listen,
yeah.
Did you hook up with him?
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't able to catch him when he was close by. But you know, I'm following him on Instagram and all of that. So thank you for the connection. So between us here, we got connections, bro.
This is what we do, man. This is what we do. So you said something about what that just now. So I'm gonna pivot already, and I see you, Victor. Appreciate you being here too, man.
Victor,
what does mom say or his grandmama say? Don't minimize your role.
Yeah, don't minimize it.
Man, you own this show. Don't minimize it. Just because you're not, you know, in the first 5 credits, you in the credits still.
Yeah,
you know,
she said so. It was what's our girl name? Taronda, I forgot. So it's Taraji and Taronda were both on Empire.
Right.
And Taronda was like, I kind of fell off of watching Empire after the whole Juicy Smouye situation. It's like, no. But I just kind of fell back. You know what I mean? And Terrence Howard, that's my guy. I met him before he actually was Terrence Howard of Empire and all. So Terrence Howard just a humble guy playing the guitar around Philly. So I met him before. We hung out. He used to come to the studio a lot. So I was excited watching Empire, and then I just kind of fell out of it. But Taronda ended up with the role on there with Taraji. And when we interviewed her here with a show that I produced, you know, she was talking to us and they were like, yeah, how'd you get there? And she said, oh, I got to give y'all this. She said, I was so excited. I was like, Grandmama, I got a little part on Empire. And she said, Grandma was like, what you say? She said, Grandma, I got a little part on Empire. She said, it's just a little role. And she said, oh, okay. She said, let me talk to you, baby. She said, understand something. She said, are you on the show? She said, yeah. She said, well, you don't have a little role. She said, because that role that you got is big. Right. And she said, it's as big as you're going to let it be. And if you call it little, it's just going to be a little role. And so she said she had that one little scene and then it blew into her being on the show. Okay. And she said her grandma was teaching her a lesson. Like when you approach something, don't say I got a little podcast or I got a little, streaming online. I got a little so-and-so, a little business. Just say I have a business. Like teaching her, learn to take the little out of there. It's natural to say little, but learn to take the little out. And you don't have to replace it with big, but just let it be. And you'll never put it in a box. So it'll always have room to grow without boundaries. But if you call it little, then it has to fit in a little thing, and everybody treats it like I'm gonna come to James for something, but he got a little podcast, so I need something big. Well, you called it little, so they're not looking at it as big because you called it little.
See, that's more of a mindset statement,
right?
And as opposed to a fake it till you make it.
Right.
I've seen a lot of folks trying to, faking it till they make it kind of thing, and going out there and putting on airs, but that's external. I think the mindset piece is, again, how you look at yourself and how you portray yourself to folks that you interact with, which is more powerful, right? So, of course, something like that coming from grandma, because, that's where it makes sense.
Yeah, it was so dope the way she put it. And I was just like,
we done got a
I was like, because,
already.
I still say little at times. It's like, it's a nice little spot over there. And so little is relative, right? But I think what she really gave us on that podcast and what, Gramps was saying, was be careful where you throw that word at,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know, you can say, "Oh, I just made a little something for dinner." Like we don't have to argue. Like you said, it's words. We don't have to argue. Well, that's a major dish. It's like, yeah, but it's a little portion. So little has its right place. But something like a part, when you say a little part, it's like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, man. Chris, thank you. It's like, y'all don't do anything little. And I'm telling you, I still, even after learning that, I'll still say it and I'll catch myself to make sure that I just kind of let it be said,
Right.
but I'm not thinking in that mentality. Because here's the thing, like you said, a mindset, James, I love you for this, bro. The way you said mindset, I've talking in circles where I eliminated the verbal word of it, but my thinking was still saying words that meant little.
Yeah.
You know, so words like I can't, or that calls for something else. So I was just, somebody just asked me to do something just now, in the last half hour. And they were like, you know, here's a thing, how much, you know, do you charge? And I'm like, here's my rates, but I don't do that. So I'm not chasing a bag on that, because my specialty at an event, right? If you're not doing more than 4 hours at the event, I don't want to get paid to do event photography. I want to do specific photography. So like you, if I met you at another place or something, you like, Keith, I like what you do. I want all shots of me at the next CES. You're paying me by the hour to be on you, not to shoot the CES. You know, so I want to shoot you. I want to get you with everybody you run into. So when you and Tim Cook are chopping it up like y'all normally do, I want to get the shot. You know what I'm saying?
I got off the screen when you was talking about me and Tim Cook. So listen, I wasn't gonna interrupt that one.
You know, so when you rapping to Tim Cook, you know what I mean, or Nikki Saunders, you know, I just want to be like pow, you know, and get y'all, you know, that's all.
I appreciate that. That's good looking out too. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Well, when you and Cat Williams hanging out at the bar, you know, I want to get that shot.
Who knows? Listen, who knows who I'm gonna run into in like 48 hours when I go to Vegas, man? Because I'm gonna be there for the game.
I like
it. I was laying out the stuff already. Got me some. Got a little bit of technology that laid out, laying out the outfits and all. But man, who knows?
Wait, you got front row seats?
Like, you know, I'm not gonna put all my business out there now. Listen,
you're gonna be in the box office with Taylor and Jason Kelsey. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we're gonna talk about Taylor too tonight. So, because we'll talk about Jay-Z. But we gonna be there, man. We hooking up some things. So shouts out to the folks that have reached out to Team No Sleep and asked us to be part of it's called Radio Row. Okay. So we've been invited to hang out on Radio Row, you know, but they want a couple extra dollars to do that. But this may be worth it, right? Because again, we're speaking things into existence. Right. As I said, I said last year, what I wrote on my vision board, I said one thing that I specifically wanted to do was to take a session or my sessions hybrid. So not just online, but also in person. And my example that I gave was Team No Sleep actually out in public, in front of an audience, in front of the community and doing something. Here we go. It's going to be the biggest event on the planet and the opportunity is knocking. Mindset. Our little show, our little podcast may have an opportunity to be in front of a gang of folks.
Nice.
Y'all pray for me that I don't get arrested running out there on the field while Usher is singing. Because I was gonna do it last year with Rihanna, but listen, I still don't let me run out there in the middle of the field while he's singing.
Prayer ain't gonna stop you from getting arrested. You're gonna need prayer in the jail.
You know, I'm just saying, it might not be a good look, but I'm gonna try to do right. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Listen, let me ask something, because you brought it up and we just bouncing back and forth. Y'all know this is what we do. You chime in and engage with conversation, but trying to find lessons. You brought it up about some celebrities. I know you watched the Grammys. because
Yeah,
you got them on your wall. So you know about them folks.
yeah. So yeah, go ahead. What's the question?
Did Jay-Z lie?
You had to drink before that.
Yeah. Did he lie though? I have absolutely zero wrong with Miss Swift. I think she's doing a phenomenal job, and she's a billionaire from doing one thing, making music.
Yeah.
Shouts out to that. Now, okay. I wanted to get into some mindset. Oh, see, that's why I'm glad we started there. I wanted to get into some mindset specifically. I've been holding this since that night for you because, again, someone who's in that industry, and I wanted to get kind of just some dialogue going about that because we get the periphery, right? We watched it. Jay-Z said what he said. It's all over TikTok, right? It's all over the social networks. But I want to hear it from just thoughts, feelings, and how you came about with it.
Okay, so an interesting point that a friend of mine brought up that makes a lot of sense. On the one hand, what he said, Kanye already said it. The difference is the way Kanye said it and did it. But the whole argument is not different from what Kanye was trying to say. So the problem becomes, is it invalid because the crazy guy said it, right? And now does it become relevant because it was said intellectually? It doesn't change the principle of what's the point we're saying. So from when Kanye acted like a fool and jumped out there, and remember, he was standing up for Beyonce.
Yeah.
Right? So the argument then becomes, oh, it's the way he did it. True. But at the end of the day, it's like if somebody disrespects your family and you hit somebody and hurt them, the way you did it might have been something that could have been done different. But a bunch of people are going to say, I don't agree with how he did it, but he should have did it.
Yeah.
Right. So if you take what Kanye said or what he was standing for, it wasn't enough angry people off of that. It's kind of like the Grammys is one of those things where it's like you still want yours and you don't want to mess up your opportunity for getting yours. Now, if I'm a billionaire, I could give a rat's behind. That's why, like he said, y'all clapping, but it's cool. Like if you really listen to his words, but the problem is, and he's like, yo, still show up. Yeah. There's a difference between show up here and come over there, or let's build ours over there and show up over there, or get ready to show up somewhere else because this ain't it. You got what I'm saying? So in a sense, it's like emotionally, this is one of those things that the principle outstands the success and the money and the stature. I mean, it got way more than enough money. And Beyonce wasn't really arguing the point, but as a husband, I'm thinking, yeah, he probably spoke because that's his wife. Like, so he know. Yeah. And even if she didn't feel some kind of way about it, he's sitting there looking like, yo. But then it comes to another point. You can have records that always got songs on it that get you the Grammys. But the difference is, does that make the album of the year? Okay. In totality. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Does it make the whole piece, congruent? If you judge a house and the basement sucks, well then the house don't get house of the year because it didn't have the dopest country kitchen as the house down the street. But if you nail it in every room, that's why you get it. Nailing every room don't mean that Beyonce's house had the best kitchen, the best pool, the best so-and-so, but it's all about the total. Now, if we're going into race card or something like that, that's a whole separate thing, right? Because then we got to get to, they smart enough to balance out black person honored, white we did person have our honored, Grammys
a few years ago.
Asian crew, LGBTQ. You know what I'm saying? They making sure it looks like inclusion, right? So if you pull the race card for album of the year, it's kind of a little tough because at the end of the day, still, she got the most Grammys. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be able to say that in the same sentence, to be like, I agree with Jay-Z though. I mean, in a sense, on the one hand, the math ain't mathing, but do you need to have the most Grammys to say, oh, and by the way, you don't have album of the year? Because if somebody got album of the year 5 times, that's cute, but you don't have as many as me.
Truth. She's still sitting on top. That's true.
She's still sitting on top.
Right.
I mean,
and nobody is hurting,
she's
right? I mean, the pantry is full, right? So I mean, so nobody.
Yeah. I don't hear Taylor crying because she don't have as many as Beyonce. Right. She's younger than her. She looked up to her. She's like, yo, I love Beyonce. Let me tell you something about Taylor that I like. That little country girl got little Jesus because she stands up for everybody.
Truth.
No respect the person. She stand up for the new artist, the person nobody knows. She's cheering everybody on. She's not comparing herself. Everybody's more so picking on her. And I give B credit because I ain't hear her mouth saying anything of like, yo, Taylor so-and-so. Like, if you notice, them two ain't conflicted.
Truth. They supporting each other. And again, that right there, see, I mean, that right there, we down here at this 10,000 foot level, but they 35,000 feet up above the storms and above all this ruckus and all this noise. They okay. Why are we contemplating and debating? I just wanted to have the conversation again because it fit into your genre and your niche and the things that you do. And I was like, man, I just want to hear what KP got to say about that. But hey, watch. It'll be set up some kind of way that Lemonade version 2 will be. We feel like we got robbed, and I'm gonna name the person that we lost to. You couldn't have told us that we wasn't coming home with a Grammy for Jill's first album. I mean, we dressed to kill. We Sunset Boulevard, like, yo, we got Puffy, like, y'all got it, whatever. Jill's up there, we waiting, and when they open that thing, new artist of the year was given to Shelby Lynn. Shelby Lynn is like, we are like early 20s, right? We in our 20s or something. Shelby Lynn is like 40 years old or something like that. We like, she been out for damn near 50 years. Like, what new artist? Are you kidding me? Jill lost to Shelby Lynn, and Shelby Lynn, if you look her up. I'm looking at it. No.
We lost to Shelby Lynn in the new artist category. New artist.
Okay.
New artist. So I don't know how old she is now, but I know she wasn't young. She wasn't our age.
She's 55.
So we were like, here we go. She's 55. So at the time she got that Grammy, she would have been 30 something. You 30 something and you're a new artist. And most people was like, we never heard her stuff. Now I'm gonna give respect.
I gotta cut her a little bit of slack. She's from Quantico. So shouts out to Virginia, but okay. But
okay.
But if she took your
as an artist, she's great. But it was just like, at that time, the momentum we had, we all over billboards and stuff. Jill on Who Is Jill Scott, this, that, and the third. And it's like Neo Soul is on the move. And it's like best new artist was like, wait, what? What? Like nobody even seen publications, nothing coming up. And it's so for us, I will say I go back to that emotion with something ain't right in the whole voting thing. So you know what our push was? We were like, it's not enough for us in the room on the voting. Right. And a lot of them didn't know who Jill is, but they knew who Shelby Lynn was.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So it was kind of like.
That's everywhere. So, I mean, the awareness, I think, matters. And the awareness makes sense. And yeah, the way Kanye did it, yeah, I mean, that wasn't cool. The way he just rolled up on the stage like that. I mean, had everybody flabbergasted, doing the Will Smith. But
it was disrespectful. He did it to Taylor, right?
Yeah, he did it to her.
Yeah, it was disrespectful to her.
Yeah, and and Jay threw a couple of shades out at her and at the Academy, but the way he did it was much more tactful. Because again, he also, got a lot of kids. Well, Kanye got to be in front of his name too. So hold on, I don't know. Maybe. I'm gonna leave it. Dr. Worthy in the building. What you tell me? You said collaborate at the top. You compete at the bottom. You collaborate at the top, but you compete at the bottom. That's why there's no beef between them two. I like that. Hey, collaborate. That's part of my new mantra for the year. Got some new gear that came out called Collab. I don't know if you saw it. You ain't bought nothing yet, but it's okay. Ain't no thing for the chicken wing.
I'm just have to just cash at me or something. You send me a box.
Do something, because listen, I told you, I'm trying to get out there on Radio Row. So, I can use some donations. GoFundMe.
Man, but does that satisfy? I mean, like, I think people that know, and taking like what Steve was saying, you collaborate at the top, you compete at the bottom. I mean, we can pick apart what Jay said, and some people, I know that they'll argue the point and they debate a lot. They would just like miss me with that. Like, I get the way Kanye did it was like dumb, but at the end of the day, we already know how Kanye is. Pay attention to what he's saying, because the problem is it's the way we used to call dry snitch, or people that mumble it, but it's like, when you put the mic near them, they get quiet. They like, no, I don't want to say it, you say it. It's like, no, have the guts to say it. Like, speak up. Yeah. If enough people speak up, it makes a difference. So now the problem with what Jay-Z did is watching who are the people in position that's going to say, I agree 100 with what he said. Now, the people who ain't never got a Grammy or still want one, they not going to be that verbal. You see what I'm saying? Like, they probably ain't gonna say much because they ain't trying to mess up their opportunity. Then the people that done got a taste, they kind of like, yeah, I feel you, dog. And that's it. And then at the end of the day, if nobody changes anything, it's okay, let's rewind. Last year in the rap, Jay-Z said, y'all can kiss my behind. I don't know if you know rap and you listen to his rhyme on God Did, Jay-Z literally, for the 50-year hip-hop recognition, he ended it. They didn't end it with no Run DMC, no old school hip-hop people that preceded him, that was older than him. Yeah. He had a whole record to himself of bars. And he said a lot of stuff in there that was like, I'm the man and y'all ain't nothing.
That's true.
So they gave him the mic this year for a rap
from
Lord. A rapper.
Oh Lord.
He gets an award from a rapper, and he's a rapper in the top 10, right? And he's talking, and like he said, when I get nervous, I tell the truth. It's like, he doesn't care. And I ain't mad at him. I'm just like, yo, if I'm a billionaire like that, I'll say whatever the hell I want to. Because we get what he's saying, but at the end of the day, back to Steve's point, the competition is at the bottom, and the complaints, let's add this too, the complaints are at the bottom.
Yeah. It's the folks that are up there actually making moves are not worrying about these little nitpicky, these little situations. They up there making the moves. You can have all the trophies you want, you can have all the plaques you want, all the gold albums on the wall, but it's about the work. It's about that work, right? And if you, it's that crab in a barrel situation too. And again, it's a lot of times it's us that pull each other down on that kind of thing. So that, I wanted to have this chat with you just to kind of get that perspective and get that piece out right there. This crab in the barrel, this, doesn't matter. Why is it even a conversation? But I understand we have to have the conversation. But then again, why can't we just rise above that conversation, rise above the noise? So I don't know.
Well, here's the okay.
I'm torn over here.
Okay, Marvin, I agree. Look, watch what Marvin says. If she gets the award next year, is it because of what I said or the quality of her album? What Jay said or the quality of her album? I'm just going to use that and pivot off of that on the fact of Jay-Z himself said it's opinionated, right? It's people, it's opinionated. Well, last time I checked, Taylor and Beyonce shut down cities when they're in town.
Say it again.
So again, we have one of these things where it's just like, it's nothing to argue about. If them two ain't verbally beefing or something like that, or it's a problem one against the other, like B is making so much money that she doesn't have time to be concerned about a Grammy situation with a Taylor. And Taylor's making so much money, she don't have time to worry about a Beyonce situation at the Grammys. Because at the end of the day, either one of them two say they going on tour again, it's sold the freak out, period. And the dynamics of making money, both of them making money. And I mean, even if you show one's making more than the other, they both making so much, it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter to the point where the Grammy situation does matter on, are they just going to give it to her now to say it? Because at that point now it's corny. And I don't think Jay said it for them to give it to her. I think he's kind of like, yo, I'm going to just put it out there, and actually we don't even care now. Did you see they drunk out of the Grammy?
Yeah.
See that?
He over there drinking Douce out of the Grammy.
My man, we gonna pour it right in this horn and drink it. Like
he's
that
straight,
right there was like, y'all kiss my
boy.
behind.
Yeah, he's straight from the streets. He said, I'm gonna have my little Douce right out of this little sippy cup as he can.
That's a sippy cup.
I wasn't mad at him though. I wasn't mad at him for that part. I don't know.
That was almost like a Jada Pinkett, Will Smith moment.
I'm just saying, mess around.
Because in a sense, B's face was kind of like, all right. She might have been like, I was going to try one more year.
You go out. Jay had some explaining to do on the ride home. What happened? Then took their daughter, took their child up there, and she up there looking like, oh Lord, Daddy going crazy.
Yeah, Daddy like,
Daddy got some things on his mind.
Oh my gosh,
man. Hey, Worthy, I see, man. I don't know if you saw my message, man. If you want to roll through, you got the link, man. Come on through. I know you're not doing nothing because
that was crazy.
You're always sending messages at 4:00 in the morning. So come on, get on this camera if you want to do something, brother. Golly.
Oh my God, it was crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. I got some big ideas and some things that I want to do.
Okay.
I'm just praying on it, and I just like where stuff is going.
Okay.
And I might be getting back to my music bag.
Nice.
I just may. I had a session here with a violinist from Philly.
Saw that. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's talk about.
You saw
that.
the pictures?
Man, I saw the pictures.
Yeah. It's some footage. I was playing Cross My Mind on the keys, and he was playing violin, and they got it on Instagram. I think I got tagged in it. I'll probably repost it. But I started feeling something. I was just like, man, I know I got this camera stuff down pat, recording the creative mindset and stuff. And it's actually been hitting me lately where I'm like, I'm ready to put my foot on the gas and push
like keys back out.
Yeah, I got to do a lot before I turn 60,
right?
Man.
Yeah, they right under, like them keys right underneath the desk right now.
The keys is I'll hit the wrong button, but yeah, the keys is sitting right under the desk. And I pulled it out because the violinist, he was just so dope, man. Drumming, he was just fire. And
wow.
he was on the podcast. I was, producing for my man Tommy, and he played it. Girl over here was doing spoken word, and they got me to explain it a little bit about the stuff on the wall and stuff. And I was encouraging them, and I'm like, I got to think about this. People are asking me how we did it back in the day and the essence of it. And there's what we all did, and then there's what each individual brought to the table. Then there's the mindset that I had in, as Steve said, collaboration, right? Even though we were in a small studio with a few number of people, we're at the top of our small space.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the top, and in our top, there it is, Steve, give you credit for it. We're collaborating at the top, right? The problem was once everybody felt as though they reached a certain top, then we start looking at different spots as bottom, and then you start having competition because we're in a bottom space and not knowing we're at the top of what we're doing. So long story short, I went through my whole music thing, went through some lawsuit stuff, whatever, not a secret, but not like certain interesting news, but it just threw me off. So mentally I was just like funked out of it. Like, I don't even feel like creating this stuff. People, oh, you the man, you did this. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. But I just didn't like music. And then it was in the pandemic when I'm like, I don't feel like paying for tracks when I can make my own, that I started getting back into my bag a little bit. But I still didn't really dive in, because then my problem was I don't want to dive in unless I'm diving all the way in.
100%.
So
right.
Yeah, 100%. So if I'm not going to do something, like if I'm not going to do videography 100%, I'm not going to take videography gigs unless it's paying undeniable. I got to do it, you know? Yeah, I like the camera. So anybody call me with the camera, I'm going to do it because I also like doing the camera. And now I'm starting to like messing with music again. So
World better watch out.
yeah, man.
World better watch out. KP kept. Man, so man, I was chatting with one of my cats earlier this week who I used to work with. He's starting a music accessories business, and he sent me over some proofs of some things. I was hoping he was going to be here because I told him I wanted to, I talked about you quite a bit. And I said, man, I don't want to put his wares up on the screen until I know he's in the comments or on the show, because I'm not gonna just give free advertising if the man ain't here yet. So, speaking of music, man, I was watching, reminiscing, going down, history lane. There, I watched the "We Are the World" thing just last night. Watched on Netflix. It was Netflix, yeah. Just to be in that room, man. When they cut that track.
Oh, when they cut that song, yeah.
Yeah, right. Pulling all them A personalities together, all nighters, all night long. I didn't know some of the stories until I watched that little documentary. I didn't know about the Waylon Jennings walking out in the middle of the session when they wanted to start singing some Swahili. He said, I'm a good old boy. I ain't never sang no Swahili. So he walked out the door.
We are the world to make a better place.
Man. Right, and then Prince didn't want to go. He said, "I ain't gonna show up unless I can play the guitar." Well, that's not what this kind of song is, brother. So missed out on an opportunity.
Right. Prince don't care.
He didn't care. He didn't care.
Nah, he don't care. He's like, yeah, we are the world to make a better place, so let's start living. But the music thing, man. The interesting thing to me with music is, still right now it's not lucrative to become to really push as a producer. It's not as easy as it seems now. Like, it's not one of those things where it's like, okay, I create, I put it out, and I'm gonna sell 1 million records and I'm gonna have money in my pocket. It's like so much to deal with and go through, all of it, from influencer or live streaming or whatever. That whole everything is really, your money's off of views and likes, right? So the system of likes now is not much different than buying records back in the day. The difference was, if I like a record, buy a record, is instant money. Gotcha. And it's a understood pricing point for getting, I like Will Smith, so I'm gonna buy a Will Smith record. I like Lauryn Hill, I'm gonna buy a Lauryn Hill record. And when I get that record, that money is right there. Now it's kind of like, oh, I like this person, and the way that they monetize it, I'm just saying from receiving, and them royalties suck, dude. Like, I miss Tower Records. You hear what I said?
Yeah.
Tower Records was real simple. I like the new artist James Hicks that came out, I buy the CD. If Steve Worthy did one track on there that nobody likes, Steve is still getting paid. If James Hicks did the intro song and everybody likes the song, but they don't like the album, then James Hicks is getting paid, because that song, they're buying the single. But now once it got digitized, they're like, oh, how do we rate buying a record? Oh, we don't know. Well, you download the album. And then that really wasn't working. So then they come up with streaming, and it's like, how many times is it streamed? Well, Eminem, was it Tupac or Eminem? One of them just got 1 billion streams. They reached 1 billion.
Eminem just hit 1 billion streams on Spotify or something like that, which is hard to imagine.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But that 1 billion streams paycheck ain't as big as when he sold multi-platinum albums. Let that sink in.
No, because if you actually end up buying it now, it's all of 49 or 99 cents, and just to listen to it, do you get paid on how many times it was listened to, or just that first press play, and how much of a fraction of a dollar is that?
Dude, it's bad. Like, your sync fees will give you more money than streaming. Okay, so like a television show, that's different. I never forget, I think I told this story. I was on, it might show up online, but it was a show called Between Brothers with Tommy Davidson, Kadeem Hardison, Tommy Davidson, and two other actors, whatever. But it was called Between Brothers. I think it had maybe 5 episodes, but we did the intro song for that. Me, the kid from Sister Act Part 2, Ryan Toby, and Vidal Davis. And that song, if that thing went into syndication, I'd be living in California near you. But that song didn't go into syndication. That's big money. Like, it's some no-name people that got the intro to certain TV shows that they don't have to do a record with Beyonce or nobody. They good because the show is just playing.
Wow.
You know?
I got it right here. I was gonna play it, but we don't need no strikes.
Oh yeah. I sing it for you. Like what was that song that was like, keep it in the family. Dun, dun, that's how it's supposed to be. Something like my brother. We did that overnight. Will Smith called us up, was like, hey, yo, I wonder if I'm right here in the office with so-and-so and whatever. He was like, they need a song ASAP. Now here's the thing. Long story short, we had to make it in less than 24 hours, print it to a CD. We had to burn it to a CD, drive to the airport and put it on a FedEx flight, something, to get it to the office the next morning. That's how much work we had to do back in the day. You know what I said? That's how much work we had to do back in the day.
It wasn't no emails. It wasn't no just quick little MP3 files that you could just drop on a flash drive.
We had to do work, man. So work wasn't just cutting the song and mixing the song. It was driving that sucker to the airport, and then you had to make sure nothing happened to that CD in flight. You had to make sure you had tracking. You're not even losing Amazon packages today. You could have had $1 million song. Like,
I don't know where it is, y'all. Sorry.
We lost the package, and you can't insure it for a value that you can't technically value, right?
That's true.
You know, so yeah, it's a big difference, man. Big difference. But
so it ended syndication in 2014. Let me just go ahead and zoom in because y'all don't. I just saw the name on here. Where'd he go? Not Kenny Lofton.
Syndication is not bad. Like when they email us about syndication, that's good news. You know what I'm saying? They like, hey, your song from 2000 and something. They want to put it in American Idol. You like, yes.
That's the email that you want to get, right?
Yeah, that's the email you want to get. And the crazy thing is, not as interesting to just jump and say, hey, I'm trying to put a song together with so-and-so, or I'm trying to get on the album. Like, it's cute. But even with Grammys, right? Neil Pogue, he showed up in my comment section. Neil Pogue, and if you listen to Taylor Swift, you probably heard her say the name Serban Genya. Serban Genya mixed every record on my wall here. Every record he did the mix for him.
Okay.
Except the one Will Smith joined. Serban Genya, we were with him when he came out of Canada. And then he got with the Neptunes, and then he's with somebody, Lady Gaga, somebody else. And now he's the man behind all the Taylor Swift stuff. So he gravy. He good. And he gets points on her albums as an engineer. So he good to go. Serving the street.
He doing all right too? He doing
yeah. Chad Farrell hooked him up real good. So he was all them Neptune joints. He was mixing them. So I'm just glad he answered the phone when I called him. Jeez. I'm like, bro, they Taylor Swift shout your name out on the Grammy.
You gonna be all right. You gonna be all right.
Yeah, you gonna be all right.
Hey, where's your partner PJ at? We told he was supposed to be here this week.
I don't know, man. PJ doing work somewhere.
I think we blew his mind, by both of us coming at him. Where that brother at?
He grinded. No, this other crew that I got coming in here on Thursday, PJ's gonna be doing the work for them.
Nice.
Yeah, his the what he does for others is polished. Like you saw last week, he got to catch up on his own stuff. And he's got all the connections to get it right, but he's very meticulous like me, where it's like he wants to get it right. And I'm just like, he does it well for everybody else, but he has to, he overdoes it for himself. And I don't want to say overdo it in a bad way, but you know, he wants to get it just like that. But the promos he do for everybody else, and he say, send me a picture. He puts them flyers together. I'll be like, yes, yeah.
Somebody got to do it, man. Somebody got to do it.
Somebody.
I'm sitting here late last night I was on the line with Adobe, thinking about coming back to
Premiere?
Adobe Express. No, I was Adobe Express Pro or Premium, whatever. I was looking at them, but they numbers still not right. They want to subscription fees, man. I don't. And Adobe has you locked in for life. You know, it's like a mortgage.
I'm really. What's the guy's name? It's not Camera Boss. It's another dude on Instagram. I like him, and he put up a good argument about why you do need the A9 III, and he messed me up.
Oh my goodness! No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I was like, oh damn!
No, you man.
I ain't there yet.
Talking about your residual checks now. All right, don't mess around.
I'm not going to do it, but I was just like, he basically gave me what I give others when I'm talking to people, and I'm giving like my context of it.
Yeah.
Where people are like, oh, you don't need this. Is like he literally threw out a reason why, and when he was talking about that, so his main point that he got me on that screwed me up, I agree with him. He's like, take for instance, this A1 or something camera he had. And he said, that girl is doing this move. And she does that move. It's a move that she was doing. I don't know if she was skating or whatever. And he said, with this camera, he said, I shoot it. And he said, I'm probably going to get the shot. He said, but with the A9, I know I got the shot, period. Like, period. It ain't no guessing, do you have it? If you, whatever you point at that's moving, you have the shot. That's it. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. You got the shot.
Global shutter. We'll get everything, but you know, okay.
So if you're a sports photographer, and you know, like Kyrie Irving lit up on us last night on the Sixers. But anyway, if some of them moves, like if he's like this and going up underneath, I don't care how fast your camera is, but with a global shutter on that A9, you have the shot. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have it. You don't have to worry about if you jerk a little bit, whatever. You have the shot.
That's true.
That's it.
That's true.
Yeah, you can have that up to the last touch of the finger roll off the ball. You have that shot.
That's one of them you get what you pay for kind of things.
I'm like,
just kidding.
Come on now, listen. What you do? Let's see. Payboo. What is it? B&H. They got the little pay. No.
Oh, I'm not bothering it right now. That's just
okay. Because
the price is the thing that's stopping me from it.
Yeah,
like once we get over 3,800, I'm like, I'm not even rationalizing it. I'm just mentally saying I like it, but that's still not saying I'm thinking I'm gonna get it. No,
that's to the extent. No. Okay.
No, it's way too expensive. I can't even justify having that one shot because I normally land the shot that I want without even doing burst. I don't even be doing, I've never put my camera on high to shoot anything. I think I might have done it because I didn't know and I tried it out. But I went back to low because I'm like, any movement I'm getting, I just go chick, 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 chick. I got it out of one of those.
Yeah. And a lot of times, from what I've seen of your shots, even if it's not 100% at focus, that you bring out the creativity in that in post. So it actually looks like that's what you were trying to do from the jump anyway. So if it's not 100% crisp here, you throw some HDR, you throw some effects on it, and it looks like, okay, that's how it was supposed to be from the jump anyway. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. You notice that in the Hold Fast gear shots, right? You notice that with Hold Fast and a couple other things, I'm going to pop out the product in the photo and isolate them, throw some contrast there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So this is something I thought about when everybody was arguing about AI. I also looked at the fact that in the photography game, there's so much there's so much talk on post process and editing, color grading, and all of this and that. I almost bear the question. And then when you get the people arguing about LaCie cameras and Leica cameras, Fuji's, and just regular point shoot retros and stuff. The new, what's the Hasselblad, that one, it's like the camera's expensive as all jacks, like 13,000 or whatever.
What's his name?
A little
Manny
box.
got that. Manny got it, and he was doing a review when he said he got his stuff stolen. Yeah, Manny.
And that's 100. It's 100 megapixels. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
that's just stupid.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like, I get it, right? But there's a point at which I think what I get kind of thrown with is, how much do you argue the dopeness of a camera if your style is your editing, right? That just, like, I don't have the answer. It's not really complaint. It just really throws me off on listening to people go back and forth about a better camera, a better lens, ooh, it's sharp. And I'm like, well, if your color grading or your editing puts a soft cinematic tone effect to it, then sharpness is not your key. So if I'm teaching it, or if somebody's asking or decoding me, I'm like, it's always best to shoot as sharp as you can so that you can choose which way you want to go. That would be the thing. And I'm more so about composition. Like, one technique that I use is, I'll just give one hint word. I always play with the contrast. No matter how I shoot, I mess with contrast to bring the overall vision to what I'm doing. It's kind of like, I do pictures like, oh, James, I got you on your thing. I'm gonna drop something about Keith Pelzer, or as a producer, that has always been a thing for me. I do pictures like I do music. So music is, when you do a song, you record it. Think of song recording. The artist will come up, or the musician comes up with the song. You play the song. You play it, it sounds good to you, and then you go and you record it. You record what you've been playing. And then you add in, other instruments. So Stevie Wonder, who did all his instruments on most of his stuff, Stevie had to lay the drum track, then he had to come back and lay the piano track, then he had to come back. So he's stacking everything, so the outward picture, or the final picture of what he did, was all of this stuff that came together. And then you can have Stevie Wonder in the hotel lobby on the piano, and he just plays the raw song. So the argument now is playing the raw song better than the recording that 100,000 people are listening to? What is what? So what is actually a picture? Because now technology will take a picture, and think about, we shoot it in RAW. So when you shoot it in RAW, it actually degrades the look of the picture from what we actually saw. And then you go in and you process what you saw when you saw it, with the ability to add a different dynamic to it, which is the artistry in it. So what picture is actually pure that we see is the question.
Well, it's got to be raw because it's not compressed, right? Because JPEGs and PNGs do. Okay, no, that's good. That's a good question.
You see what I'm going? Like when I see people argue processing, like, I get the argument with generative AI, because basically that's saying you're putting a bird in the picture and there was no bird there. But at the same time, outside of the respect for black and white or any other like known process or something, the way we pop a picture, like right now, what you're looking at me with, if I were to snap this as a picture, I may do something to separate me a little bit more in the picture. Or here's the point. If you just take and point and shoot a picture at somebody, or you take a picture of something, what my processing does is to create this kind of look, or your look, where we have a backlighting, 3-point lighting, or whatever. So think if you and Jen are out somewhere and you say, oh, baby, stand over there, and you go, pow. Well, you didn't set up your 3-point lighting, but in processing, you can make that picture as if you did a whole 3-point lighting by playing with the contrast behind her, separating her from the rest of the picture, maybe popping the shade of glasses or adding shadow to one side. But all that editing, is that the pure picture, or is that your artistry on the picture that you took. So what's pure photos? I don't know.
Well, it's definitely the creativity. It's who does it matter to?
Yeah.
Who's complaining?
I like it. It's
Right.
like, that's the thing that I do that I don't really argue the point or concern myself with it, with the way that I do my edits. So people pay me for the way I edit pictures, right?
And
so
I almost think, so let me ask you this: you and I don't know, you can't do the same edit twice, can you? Okay.
Nope.
And that's a compliment.
I can do the same pre-edit, but not the same finish.
Right. Same picture, probably, right? Taken 5 minutes apart, same subject, same camera, same exposure, all the same things, but the exact same edit. You probably have a different feel about yourself, even 5 minutes after you edit it once. And why save that contrast, saturation? Why save that instead? Each time you do it, put that KB on it. Right, make it original each time. So take that creativity that you bring each time you present a client with an editor, with a sample, with a demo, with a mixtape, whatever the case may be. Right, that whole thing. That's what they pay you for. That creativity piece. They don't pay you to make it look the same every single time. You could, I'm sure, you can make your Lightroom presets. You can make your LUTs. You can make all that stuff, and you can save them. Boom, click one time, and every single picture that you do from today till the end of time looks exactly the same. But that's boring.
like that guy, boring. the violinist Jack Drummond. The session was over, and they were about to leave. I was like, "Yo, I need to get a shot of you," and I didn't get the shot that I wanted. We just didn't have time, because I was really going to take like the Tamron 11-20. And literally put the lens right on top of the violin, and have that wide angle shot shoot up. But I didn't do that. So I was like, I'm gonna start a series where in this room here, I'll take people through the window. So I got a through the window shot of them, and I played off of the light coming into the window. So there's that shadow over there. And in my editing, I popped the violin. Now, in order to be able to pop all of that, I have to be meticulous about which lens I'm using. So I deliberately use the Sigma 85 lens, right? To get that bokeh, the details and all of that. You
can't mess with that lens. You folks, if y'all don't know what that Sigma 85 look like, that's what that look like. If y'all don't know
gosh. That Sigma 85 is wonderful. And so, I mean, honestly, I can tell you, like, I can send you the raw. You'll look at the raw. The raw is literally, that's almost like the raw.
The fact that that's through the window right there too, and right. So folks, if y'all can't see it here in this image, but that's literally through the window. Oh, if I zoom in, you can't tell, but I can see the frame that keeps.
Yeah, the window frame. yeah, that's crazy, right? So can I show? I can't show it to you from here. Wait, let me see. I think, okay, yeah, I can show you. It's through that window right there.
Okay.
Is it showing it? Can you see it? I don't know.
Let me get out of the way.
Yeah. Yep. So that's the window right there. And I shot through that window, and he sat over here in that chair behind me. And that was that's the whole thing, man. So I had him sit right over there, but shot through that window back over there. And that's going to be my new series. That's going to be my stuff. So anybody comes over, so when James comes in to Philly and he sit at their desk, I'm going to get everybody shot through the window.
Right through the window. Go ahead.
Yep.
I'm ready for it,
yep. Got shot right through the window. Yeah, man. That's been fun for me because you take us, right? Because I love what you're doing, and I'm sure we even got tighter because game recognizes game, and it's just like, yo, dude, setup look dope. Like I like all your choice of color, the intentional what's in the shot, depending on what camera you use and whatnot. The little tweaks that you do that I can't really point out and say what you did, but I know you did it because you feel it, right? the look that you have on screen, you literally can screenshot it and it looks like a dope picture. Right. And so we're not even arguing raw here. We're just like, here it is. So like if we took a screenshot of ourselves here and posted it, think about this. You're never really going to process it. Like you're not going to throw it in a Lightroom and start touching because your live stream setup was always exactly how you want it, that you can say it is finished. I'm going a little biblical, right? It's kind of like 7 last words.
I heard it coming.
It is finished. You feel me? I got to sneak my preach. It's like, it is finished. So when we go live, our look is, it is finished. When you do photos, right? Photos are catching people in action. You're not intentionally sitting down at your desk. So unless you're in a photo studio that you set everything exactly here, when you're getting candid shots, when you catching people in public, when you like, hey, you know what, sis, let's do some pictures real quick or whatever, you're just really doing composition. And then when you get back home, you're doing the same thing that we do for video. Yes. You're intentionally trying to get it to that it is what it is. And that's the fun part for me. And so there's other times when I'm like, I take pictures and I go, it's still speaking to me or it has already spoken. And this is what I'm going to show. So if it's still speaking to me, my editing process is based on how's the picture speaking to me, right? Not, oh, look, I took a dope shot.
And I would question and ask, if it's still speaking to you and you saw it through your initial lens, your eye, not necessarily camera, you saw it through that initial lens, there's not a whole lot of extra that you're going to do. There's not a whole lot of HDR that you're going to put on it. There's not a whole lot of bringing in, temperature grading, right? It's already there. And if you tweak it too much, if you try to adjust it too much, it goes away. And
you saw what I did with that, with the lights. I saw that that morning, so I had to go preach a sermon at my boy's church. He was out of town, so the picture that I put up with the lights, with the puddle, right?
I was going to eventually get you that, because I hinted at that at the beginning, talking about lazy, but you know where I'm coming from when I say lazy. I don't mean to interrupt, but. Go ahead. I'm just, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this right here. I'm not even gonna be on screen. I'm not even gonna be on screen. Good God Almighty. Good God, this man. No, I'm coming back on screen. This man right here. Walk us through this.
I didn't realize that until after. Okay, the part that I didn't realize until after was where the shade cuts at the top. The see-through is at the bottom, where you can see, that's in a parking lot where you can see out, the sun shining outside of that parking lot, and then there's the puddle there. So I got the two Amaran lights, and then those are two Ulanzi lights, right? Because I always keep those Ulanzis in the car. So I threw that on the ground at the puddle, and I specifically lined up on the camera and in the app to put the lights like equally apart. I put my feet on the lines on the grid and the diagonal, and I had the diagonal cross the body up to the top. And then I put the light up top because I couldn't do the flash by myself. It was too much work. So I put a light up top in the ceiling on the magnet and had it shooting down and just lifted my head into the light.
I see the halo glow there. Okay, but now I okay.
Right. Yeah. Dude, I want to do that shot with a model so bad. What I'm doing is I'm doing the shot because then models go, oh, I want that. Because when you try to explain it to people, sometimes it's too much interruption on your vision. And so when I left the house before I went to church, I just saw I want to do something like an Iron Man blasting off the ground almost. So that's basically like a practice setup for how I would do a blast off of the ground. So I'm looking at that shot. The next time what I would do is hide the legs to those lights and put lights where the end of the feet are in the same reflection. And then I would do the same thing at the top. I just love that shot. And then we see how the darkness divides.
Yeah,
over the top.
I'm even wondering why I hide the legs, because I mean, I don't. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Well, the legs on the lights. I meant to
Yeah.
take them off, but it was too much work. Then my pants are wrinkled and all of that stuff. And so the light on the pants and the coat at the bottom, that's the car lights.
Okay.
So I got the car is right where the camera's pointing. The car is sitting right behind it with the headlights on high beam.
I want to know where this light is coming from that's on your face, though. Is that the one that's...
Yeah, that's the one. So the same light that's between
okay.
my feet on the bottom, there's one up top that's sitting in the ceiling.
Yeah, all the other stuff is dope. But that placement, that light placement. And, you know, I look at the...
Well, I show it. It's in the other picture. If you scroll to the other pictures, if you swipe, it's in the other pictures.
Hold on now. I'm gonna make sure I don't put the wrong things on you. I'm not gonna put all your business out here on these streets.
No, you fine. It's in that same. That's a series. So that picture there is like a carousel.
Yeah. No.
It's not scrolling through.
No, what's going? Oh, hold on. You know what? My fault. I was on wrong social network there. Here we go.
Oh, you on Facebook?
I know. Y'all know how I feel about Facebook.
Instagram.
Let me get.
See it? You see the light up there?
yeah. Y'all know how I feel about that platform. So there we go. Yep.
Yeah. So that with a little magnet sitting up top, pointed downward. Because I didn't have a flash, I was like, oh, how am I going to light my face? Because my face was just too dark in there. So I grabbed the other light, threw it up top, and put that up to 100 and just pointed it downward. And I was like, oh, this creates a good look. I just went with it.
Yes. Strong. That one right there is strong. That one right there is strong.
Yeah, I like to shoot them. So I'm like, when I see certain pictures, I'm like, I want people to take pictures and say, I'm going to use this as my profile.
Put that one on your business card, on your actual old school paper business card right there. And make it vertical business card instead of horizontal. Yeah.
Right. Right. And that triangle, I was like, I'm going to create this triangle here. And then I put that light on the ground. So even in the color pictures, it throws, a color to the black boot in the bottom. And then reflections you can't never lose with reflections, man. Never miss with reflections. That's my joint, man. So
and that's a good way to heal.
Yep.
When things are going a certain way, right? Because you got there, get into your own vibe. I'm talking all around, right? I'm talking in abstracts here, but again, because we're not gonna put everybody's business in these streets, but this is a good way to process, deal with, heal.
No, you read it. When you hit me, I'm like, yeah, a lot of people, they liked the picture, and then they were like, oh, I noticed what you read. Like 2 days later, it's like, yeah.
You're like, right? I mean, I'm going through some things right here, right? Y'all like the lighting and the composition, but I'm telling y'all, check on your boy. It's kind of what Keith is saying. Check on me. And,
yep.
Going through a similar situation in my family, and we deal with.
I saw that.
Yeah. We deal with these things the way we deal with them, and I got upset for you. I did. I got upset for you that more people didn't read between the lines and actually won't read and stop being lazy and actually see what was going on and just check to make sure that the man was okay. Right.
Yeah.
And I wish we would do that. I wish we would do that instead of waiting until whatever. Nothing wrong with calling somebody or sending a text message. And checking on like we talking about this Facebook thing, right? So folks' birthday. I don't my birthday is not posted on Facebook anymore. And but every time I see that someone is having a birthday, I don't put the post out there on that platform. I actually either call them or text them directly.
Right.
Because that's more personal and that's more checking in, and that's more that reach that shows that you matter, as opposed to not getting in anybody's business, not saying that anything's wrong with just putting a hey happy birthday or whatever post on the social network, but I would much rather have that one-on-one text message or phone call from someone that says, okay, you thought about your boy. Even though I don't post it online because I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm just spouting off. I don't know. It's this mushroom coffee I'm drinking. It's this mushroom coffee I'm drinking. I'm drinking mushroom coffee. Not hey, let me clarify. Coffee. Oh yeah, let me clarify. Oh no.
So what's the thing with mushroom? Oh, I have to do a live on the siphon. So the company that I had this past weekend, I let them taste it, and when I say, they were like, "Yo, this is it right here," and a young lady said, "I said, what do you think about it?" She said, "It's mature." I was like, "That's a good word."
Probably the process, she right? That's what folks was vibing off, the whole process of the site.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. It's not just your Keurig, and it's not even just your French press.
So what's the mushroom? Like, enlighten me to the mushroom.
It is better for you, right? And less toxic, not toxic, but less acidity on the stomach. Less acidity on the stomach, right? So again, you think about it right now. For me, it's 7:00 right now, p.m. I'm probably gonna have another cup around 10:00, so I can keep drinking this late in the night and not have the ill effects, the stomach problems or nothing like that. This is actually got some pre and probiotics in it, so it's good for you from that perspective. But listen, man, what else was in there? Look at that. Elevate the mood, boost your health, improve my sleep. Well, it's improve my sleep because.
So there's no caffeine.
It's right. It's got nootropics in it. It's got collagen protein. That's a dope thing right there. Because you got to take care of the skin, and you got to look. As we getting up at the age here, getting a little more seasoned. Collagen is definitely necessary. But I don't drink coffee for the caffeine piece. I drink it just kind of like a hot drink.
The taste, right?
Yeah, I drink it for the taste. So, and this, no taste difference for me. Right, I still can rock with this. I don't see any problems with it, man. I love it. I'll send you a link. I know you.
Yeah. So is it a bean or what?
No, it's powder. It's powder. Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
But every time they send me something, I get a whole bunch of free stuff. So they keep sending stirs and I got this whole little kit right here. So I just mix it in there in my very expensive coffee machine. I don't want to say it out loud because I heard Jen just walk home and she still don't know how much I.
So you ain't got a Breville. Breville's the budget joint. You got the bougie joint. You got a bougie.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Hold on. I'm gonna put it on the screen here.
You don't get yourself in trouble now. That's why I play low key. When the A7R5 came in, I was like, it's the same thing as this to me.
Okay, here you go, the Jura E8. God, dog, that's the one right there. This don't make no sense. Again, this is just gluttony right here. I got it in that black action right there.
You went extra level.
Yeah, hold on.
Wow.
God, dog it.
Yeah, you don't went.
Don't. Jeez, stop talking. Shh. I know. Hey, Dad, I know he probably watching right now. I know. Hey, but listen. See my little Amazon
coffee kit. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what we rocking with. That's it right there, the Jura E8. But hey, I know you're serious about your stuff too. But
my Breville Bambino, Hario, and the only bougie thing I'm rocking with is Fellow Grinder. It's a very popular grinder. I'm good, boy. Yeah, you on that next level.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to. You know, folks come by and I give a little demonstration. Oh, you want a little mocha? Okay. You want a lot? You want a flat white? I got you. Get the grind and action going on. But yeah, it's again. It's like that A9, right? You get what you pay for. You get what you pay for, and I paid for it. I paid for it.
I like it.
That was one of them commission checks back in the.
Why? Shoot, I need one of those. What do you call it? I got to get a espresso grinder. Like
this price
I don't like the one that I have from Fellow. I know why I want to spend the extra money and get an espresso grinder. Like they do matter, so that you don't have to keep dialing in.
Right.
The cleaning of it and everything. Because at first I was like, it shouldn't be that deep. So Fellow came out with one, and I like the Fellow grinder I have, but the Fellow espresso like grinder, it's okay. It's just, it's not overpriced at all. It's good. It works. It gets the job done. But I'm like, I gotta go bougie with a upper brand espresso grinder. Because what I started doing, I started looking at people on the on a lot of espresso Instagram pages, and I'm like, see, that's how they mix it up. So they do coffee setups like we do cameras, right? You'll have you be like, oh yeah, I got the FX3, but you're gonna put a Sigma 18 to 50 on there. It's like you don't put Sony all on Sony. You know what I mean? Like you specialize and be like, ooh, Siri came out with a new lens, and you throw that on your Sony, your Canon, your Fuji, whatever. I look at coffee stuff like that too. Okay. You know what I mean? It's like if you were like, yo, Pelzer, I need an everyday, just throw the bean in there, grind it something. I'm gonna be like, yo, that Fellow is it. That don't mean that's the best thing. It's just, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the good, you can use it every day. Doc actually put me up on the Fellow grinder. I was on Fellow products, but I had a Breville grinder. And then Doc was like, yo, the Fellow grinder is crazy.
Okay,
and so
which one ooh. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that Fellow grinder is great. The cheaper grinder is more the espresso. So you have that one there, right? But then their other one, the one that's right below it on the left-hand side, that should be almost half the price or cheaper, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, that's more suited for the espresso grind. And I was telling a couple of people, I'm not like super coffee knowledgeable, but what I do know is when people say, oh, I got one grinder, it's like they don't know the language of, to get a real good espresso bean grinder has to be different from your French press and your pour over.
Truth.
Right? If they make it all in one, it's lacking on both ends of the spectrum, and it meets the middle. So like, and most people that's really into coffee in their kitchens, they're going to have 2 different grinders, if not 3. That's the crazy thing. And so that Fellow, that more expensive one, I only use that for siphon to French press. Then the other one I use from just below siphon down to espresso. But it's just not as...
This boy high end, y'all. This boy high end.
Just for the grinder,
Just,
but
you know,
the siphon iron that I want, the one that comes for Hario, they still want like $400 for it. It's like, dude, I'm not paying that much. So the siphon plate for the that's made by Yulang or something like that, they only cost like $79 to $120. And so that's the ones I use, the heating plate. But the more accurate one that they have in Starbucks and some of these other high-end places, you have to get a converter for it and all. And them joints cost like $300 to $400. I'm like,
you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Like, no, not to heat it.
No,
I'm cool. I'm like, I just want to heat the water and send it up, bring it back down. Done.
Done. See, but you gotta have. We like quality, and we deserve quality. Right after a certain amount of time, right? We've done all the experiment here, you know, in life and in engagements and interactions, and you know, don't make sure you still got some food in the refrigerator, folks. Not talking to KP, but just saying, you know, make sure you, the lights are still on, the mortgage is paid, whatever. But listen, if you work hard, play hard. Listen, put a couple of dollars underneath the blanket too, right? You know, always it's raining around here, so rainy day. Put a couple of dollars away.
Y'all got rain, right?
Bruh.
It's crazy like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
My backyard is toe up.
No.
The pool got. I looked out there a couple hours ago. I got furniture now in the pool. Like it's not bad. As soon as we get done, I got to go out there and clean it all up. It's man.
Oh my gosh.
Up here, up north is bad, but down south, down in like San Diego, down in LA area, is brutal. Like because they don't know how to deal with it, right? In Southern California, in that area, they're not used to inclement weather to no degree. So it's flooding down in San Diego, mudslides down there. People have to mark themselves safe because they don't know what they're doing. So it's tough, man. Yeah, we got wind blowing, and PG&E, one of the main Pacific Gas and Electric, one of the main utility companies, they trifling, and a lot of folks are out of power. It's not a good look right now. California is in distress. So send help, brother. Yeah, all this smiling right now that I'm doing, this is tears of a clown.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, now's the time you need to be out there with your drone and your FX and.
Man, I'm gonna get out there with my work boots and my galoshes and my and my rake in about an hour to clean out this pool. That's what I'm gonna be doing. So yeah.
I can't believe it, man. I didn't know it was that bad.
Atmospheric river is what they call it, and we've been getting too many of those lately. So hopefully we send some of this weather somewhere else, because we not ready for that out here in California.
So James, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to so I want to move these two cameras, right? These side cameras, or I'm gonna start setting my Edelchrome back up, and I'm gonna put the jib down and put the slider back on, because this table is really, I'm starting to get a lot of people that's like, yo, I want to record. And it's the studio in New York, WTF something studios in New York. They got some dope setups, right? They literally have the warehouse room with different podcasts set up, and they're actually doing them dope though. And I was just like, I don't want that kind of traffic in a building. I don't want it to manage all of that. But they just had Damon John and somebody else big was just there, and they were like, oh yeah, we got a new setup. And I was laughing because I'm like, that's the stuff that you know how to do. That's the stuff that I'm doing. And they're doing what we're doing in quality though. Like they're doing the quality that we do, but they're doing it for commercial. So I just realized the podcast and stuff that I'm doing out of here, being able to sit somebody like at that table over there, right? And just like put the camera on them, whatever, like people are really loving it. They're like, oh man, you know, that's what I need. And I was trying to share with people, like you and I being on here in front of the camera is one thing, but when you have multiple people, you kind of want to get that living room or table set up, the uniqueness or whatever. And what I like about it is these two cameras on the side, I want to actually put them on an arm or something to move them forward to get the direct cut-in shot. And with Ecamm, dude, let me tell you something. It doesn't even matter. It was 1080, 1080p on the ISOs. When I say them joints are so clean, the client I just had this weekend, when I kept the camera right here for the whole broadcast, and then afterwards on a timeline, I dropped all 4 cameras. Man, they lost their mind. Like, oh my gosh.
How'd you do that? You did that right here?
That Ecamm ISO is crushing, dude. It's crushing, man. I mean, the different angles that it got is sick, man. To be able to just record all that stuff. I love it.
Yeah, we pretty dope. I mean, shout out to Ken and Glenn, boy. They put something together, and they still at it. And there is nobody else is close. Nobody else. I'm like,
it's like cheating. It's literally like cheating.
We're not biased, because you and I have dabbled or tried every single thing that's out there today. Every single thing that's out there. We can mention names and people in the comments. You can stay who you like or whatever. But A lot of other folks are good. They are. They do what they do, but when you really trying to step up and do high premium quality, customizable quality with very little friction, right? There's a platform on PC, vMix, right? Again, big studio quality stuff. You pay a lot of money for it, whatever, but just the folks that I know that use it, is friction to be able to do things on the fly, right? I'm coming in different camera angles right now, different positions, right? Just being able to do that and doesn't look like I'm over here sweating, because I'm not. But right, being able to do so much with so little effort, set up the framework, set up the foundation, and then be able to bob and weave and pivot and all that stuff. Man, come on, y'all. There's nothing else out there.
It's a cheat sheet, man. It's literally a cheat sheet. Like, so the next thing I'm working on is the commercials that I have to add in editing. I'm making scenes out of them, so I literally can do it like a regular broadcast show. So when it comes time, like kind of like what JP High Tech will do with you on his show.
Yep.
JP High Tech will like, oh, we got to go to a commercial, and he has them all into that feed where it like leaves out and comes back in. I normally have to do that in post editing in case people mess up, something happens, but I'm literally going to have all this stuff right on. So, man, when I say it's bomb. Another tip that I was going to give. So I did my recording, the live that I did last week and the pre-show live that I did with the clients in the room, I did on Instagram. The playback on that thing is sick, man. Woo! In both places. So you have it on your drive from Ecamm, and then you also have it in Instagram if you put it on save.
Yeah.
And if you take it from the archive, well, you already know this, I'm singing to the choir, but I just learned about taking it from the archive and just dropping right into your phone editing and sitting in the car and coming up with your quick edits real quick. I was
right
like,
there.
I was like, oh.
Right there. Crazy.
You already know it. I just saw the light, James. I was like, oh.
There is no excuse anymore, right? There really isn't. I think
you're looking at me like this boy just finally found that. Like, dude,
waiting on you, brother. We waiting on you. But no, man, hey, because I think even Nikki did a show the other day. She's saying, yeah, it's just so stupidly. It's ridiculously easy right now to make high quality stuff. Right.
Shout out to Nikki. She called me. And I told her, I was like, James was pointing me in the right direction. He told me what I need to do. And Nikki, she called me, and me and Nick was on the phone for like an hour, like chopping it up. And I followed the instructions, and I got it together. I was like, yay, I got it. I got the comments now. And so, but I like the way I did my screen, man. That screen setup with the backdrop specifically for Instagram,
right? Because you did the vertical, right? You did your screen comes out of Ecamm in vertical, and then you don't double post that, right? You don't go to like YouTube. You just go straight from Ecamm to Instagram.
Yeah, that's the only thing. So I have it. So taking your advice and the fact that you said you can do Instagram and YouTube, and it'll automatically do whatever you need it to do. That's the only time that I'll probably try to do both, but I'm like, I'm a limited to specifically, I'm only going on Instagram.
Gotcha.
And do it because I have better control over knowing that screen looks like this, and it fits a certain way. The other hint that I use, if you're only going to do Facebook and you put it on square, you can maximize the real estate on the phones better.
Yeah,
without assuming that people have to turn it sideways.
Facebook posts instead of that's right.
Yeah, the only caveat to it is for the people that do turn it sideways, the people that's using it on the computer or something like that, it can get a little tricky. But when you set it up as a post square size and build all of your things on that, you actually eat up more of the person's phone. And that's why I did the Instagram the way I did.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
But that makes sense though, right? Because people come into Instagram, except for us, and Tallboy, I see what's happening. I appreciate you being here. Besides us producers and creators, consumers go to IG on their phone. And they expect it to be vertical as opposed to horizontal.
Right.
So we kind of getting in our own way a lot of times by trying to trying to fidget and trying to make a desktop encoder that's horizontal go out to a vertically first platform. That's why it makes sense to just do vertical. So just go vertical from Ecamm and then straight into Instagram instead of trying to do horizontal on both. Yeah, we can do it, but again, the natural instinct of when you go to that particular platform is to look at it vertical as opposed to horizontal. So get the people what they expect.
Was that you that I said on a show? Was that when we were on a live and I said to somebody, you have to get real estate where you communicate?
No,
did I say that to you before?
You probably said that with Rashid though, because I was going to end with that, but because that was a dope little session too. But no, say that one more time. You got to get real estate. you want to get okay. I'm trying to remember how I phrase it. You want to get real estate where you communicate in the digital realm. So yes, so the point I was making to the person, I said, when Metaverse was kind of on the blow up, everybody jumped into the Metaverse and they got real estate because that was the place to communicate. When people were all stuck into Facebook and then Instagram started getting hotter, you get real estate in Instagram because that's where you communicate. When YouTube started picking up, blowing up, you want to jump into YouTube and you want to have your real estate in YouTube. So it's kind of like you ask somebody, are you on YouTube? It's like, no, I got to try it. It's like, yeah. And you want to invest in your real estate in YouTube because that's the place of communicate. So wherever everybody's going for the communication, that's where you want the investment at. So a lot of people that are like, oh, I got to get myself together to go on YouTube. Well, it's like the people that you're trying to reach, they're not in the Facebook space. True. And
then you don't have to leave Facebook. It's like, if that's where your audience is, that's why you do Facebook and YouTube, because YouTube is, I'm trying to grab the audience I don't have. And in Facebook, I'm taking care of the audience that I do have. Then Instagram is still like photographers.
Y'all heard that, right?
Yeah. Instagram is still in that area of, we really go to it like for the Grammys. What Jay-Z said, people went to Facebook to talk about what he said.
Right.
They go to Instagram to look at him saying it. And they go to YouTube to hear people argue about it live, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So Facebook, I don't care about the live talking about it. I'm looking at the post. Wow, did Jay-Z just say that? Child, boy, yeah. And everybody going back and forth talking, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's reading everybody's dissertation. That's not happening on Instagram. You go to Instagram, people make their comment. It's a picture of Jay-Z holding the thing, and they go, what are your thoughts? People say something down there, but most of these people aren't conversing back and forth with one another. Now you go to YouTube, we're looking for the whole live, the show, the conversation, and all of that. So the thing is, if all three places you have a way of communicating in them, then you do it. So your journalistic standpoint is in your Facebook community. If you're of a certain age or whatnot, Instagram will be your, I have a picture of it, right? And I'm making a statement with a picture. And then your YouTube is, I'm live, I'm here, we could talk about this, let's go. You know, and you can do that both ways. You can do that as a one-way conversation, or you can do it as a two-way conversation.
That right there, that piece right there, one way or two way. And again, each of those platforms have their own consumption method. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So that's why I get disturbed too by seeing folks take something from TikTok and just copy and paste it and move it over to Instagram, and you got the watermark on there, right? It's just a whole different consumption model at all those different locations. And I like how you said that and what you said about that. Florence, what's happening with you now? We see you in the building.
Hey, Flo,
the
tall boy.
IG plays. So for me, oh, my wife. Okay, I think she saw the coffee thing. Okay.
Oh, you in trouble?
I may be in trouble. Okay. I may have some explaining to do. So I have moved. So this is kind of what I've done, just kind of along those lines as well. And it's not following the bag, but it's it's doing what makes more sense.
Business.
It's doing what makes more. It's business, right? So long form YouTube will always be home. Yeah, that's always going to be me. That's what I do, and that's where I resonate with the community. I take clips, highlights, and put those on Instagram as reels. I take a different clip and put that on TikTok. And the reason why I use those 3 platforms, because that's where I got checks coming in.
Right. Nice.
No, right.
Nice.
So I'm actually seeing the revenue coming from those locations. So it's resonating with something, somewhere, somebody, a audience. And as long as I continue to raise the level of quality, continue to raise the level of conversation, as long as I'm putting out what the people are asking for, I'm gonna keep getting these little meta checks every once in a while, right? So again, I'm being receptive to what people are saying that they want.
Right,
I don't go out to Twitter anymore. I used to.
Right, you're putting your real estate where the people are communicating.
Yes, sir. Yep. And that's a conscious decision. That's a conscious decision. Not trying to be there's so many other things popping up. You know, there's Spill out there. There's fan base out there. There's Clubhouse. There's Threads. Right. There's all these places, and I know they're great. Right. They are. I know they're great, but they're great for having those one-off conversations, having engagements, having meeting friends and all that stuff. Right. There's my answer right there. I'm out here. You know, I could be spending time with my wife, my daughter, my son right now, my parents, but I'm out here doing business. Right. There's a work-life balance. There's you got to do what you got to do, and if this is going to be an effective usage of my time, which we only have a very finite amount of, I got to make sure that there's reward for the risk.
Right. That's true. That's true.
There you go, man. So I'm not going to be everywhere. I'm going to be where it matters and where it makes sense. I mean, hey, so like our dude, Dr. Irvin Fryer. I'm the one up there out there cutting up most of his posts, his clips.
Nice, smart move. I like that.
Hey, and I've been putting this. Hey, where Dr. Fryer, wherever. I've been putting in some work, man. I've been putting. I ain't lying. The clips I've been putting out for Irvin at his thing, because so India is doing the production on the spot production at the Cove, the cigar spot, and then I pull down the whole show, chop it up, woo. Oh my gosh. That last one,
nice.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That last one I did, I told him, I said, listen, you ain't even got to pay me for that one. Well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that out loud.
No, you changed that.
What in the world? Hold on, let me see here. No more Twitter. No more. I think you know what? I think I forgot to turn Twitter off for this one. I think we actually are on Twitter tonight. But
we're on Twitter too.
Oh, Talkwood came in the back room in 2 weeks. We'll talk about. Is that how many minutes in the day? 1449. Man, I'm using 1,300 of them right there, boy. I know. Yeah. Oh, I know what you do, man. I came with you. I can't. When it came in the building, we was about to call it today, and this man that came in, this man got on him some.
Hey Tom, you see what I had on the screen?
I did. I saw it.
Yeah. Let me get you locked in. What's up with you, brother? Good to see you. Look at you. Got the fresh beard action going. You got a lot of salt in the beard right now.
Yo.
Hey man. Hey, stop playing,
man. That's what I'm talking about. My Kendrick brother. That's what I'm talking about. See that? Wow, bro. That's what I'm saying right there. That's what I'm saying. I gotta get my beard game like his though. He got the right. He got the nice.
See, he got it lined up the right way, right?
Yeah,
you can tell that he not just doing that.
Y'all need to stop, boy. Y'all need to stop.
Look at him. He's gonna stunt right quick. Let me go over to the B cam. Let me go over to the B cam.
Oh man, y'all Stop over there, man. How y'all
What's
doing?
going on with you, brother? You jumped in. You wanted to chime in. Something must be on your mind. The
Ain't
Lord
nothing on
has
my mind.
touched you.
I just
You just wanted to
no,
come
no.
online. Come on in the
Nah.
room.
So how do I word this?
Oh,
I got
there
a
he
phone
goes.
call the other day, and I might need some consultation over here. I don't know if we need to
Amen.
do it publicly or if we needed to do it privately.
Do your thing now.
No, and I'm just saying maybe we need. I got a phone call the other day, and I was just listening to what you guys were saying. Somebody is about to run for office here in the Atlanta area, and it was brought to their attention that I needed to assist them. And I was like, ooh, shout out to Opus Clips and shout out to Jupiter and shout out to all these other because they need this content. And I'm like, and you know, a lot of these politicians, they really don't know what the hell they doing, bruh. They really don't. And I'm like, bruh, this might be a wide open lane. So I mean, I knew y'all was doing y'all's thing on Tuesday, and I just walked in the door after a meeting with one of the candidates for that respective position. So that's all I'm gonna say.
My man,
look at him. He, undercover brother over there. You know that's why he got on some new threads.
Come on,
yo,
man.
Freddie Haynes. Have you ever heard of Freddie Haynes? Either one of y'all?
No.
Out of Texas. He's a pastor in Texas. That's my guy. He's one of the dopest preachers out of Texas. Real good. Uses great illustrations. Tall boy reminds me of Freddie Haynes. I could not land it. If you look him up, you'll be like, okay, I see the resemblance. I'm not saying exactly, but demeanor and all, he's a real cool brother. You almost could pass for like related to him. Freddie Haynes. That's my guy. That's my guy.
James gonna pull it up on the screen trying to be funny. See,
look at that. Look at that. Look. But look, that's Freddie Haynes. So when I seen the beard, the glasses, the whole thing, I'm like, why you remind me of somebody I know? Freddie Haynes. He's good. He's a very good preacher, man. Real good. Okay. So I ain't saying you remind me of somebody whack or something.
He didn't say you look like Flavor Flav or nothing. You know, shout out to Flav.
No, totally legit. Totally legit. It's all compliment, my brother. All compliment.
Hey,
I see where you going with the beard and the glasses.
You see where I'm going? Yeah.
And I'm dark skinned, brother. There's a major difference right there.
That's all.
Major difference.
That's what we do.
And I probably got a little bit more swagger. He might have more followers than me, but he don't have the access that I got.
Well, of course, so, you say that the day that you post the memory of you being on Good Morning America. So you've been around the world a few times.
Nice.
Tall boy been on Good Morning America.
Oh,
well, look, brother. First of all, congrats on however that turns out. You know what I'm saying?
No, congrats. I was just listening to you guys because one of the biggest things that I was telling that politician today was you need to identify where you want to have your message spread across. Because they just like, I want to hear there. I'm like, no. Figure out where you want to be. And once you figure out where you want to be, then, we can come up with a strategy, with that in mind, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think where I lack at is I don't know how to do effective pricing, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to work within their budget of what they want versus what I know I'm going to give you more value than what you're paying me for. And it's not one of the bigger races. It's going to be a big race here in Atlanta, but it's not one of the ones that's going to command a lot of attention, if that makes sense. So with that being said, it's like, it's not going to make it to the November election. It's going to be, they're going to, this main election in May. And then if they have a runoff, it'll be in June. And then whoever that winner is, that's just what it is. So it's one of those, it was just a fly by night.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all talking about content today, as I was turning on my computer, and I was like, not housing it on all places. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, you need to post here, there, everywhere. But like I tried to explain to her today, I was like, you need to find where you're most comfortable at and know where your audience is, if that makes sense. So I know we don't really talk about politics too heavily, but I mean, we were in the respect of content creation. I think it was appropriate, if that makes sense.
Hey, Tall boy, I'm gonna let James take this. I want to encourage you, bro. You ain't by yourself. I got a call today to do an event, and I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, I know these people, but I was like, look, here's my rates, right? And I was in my text message, I was about to say, but you know, if y'all do this, I'll do that, that, and third. And I'm like, no. And you know what happened? The secretary that was mitigating all that, mediating all that, she was like, remember, don't sell yourself short. And I thought about it, I'm like, how many times God gonna show me the last couple of times I got hit to do something? These are people I'm cool with that I thought about. I had like pricing problem, right? And like you said, if you know you always going to give more than what people are paying you, then accept the fact that no matter what you paying me, I'm always going to be worth more than whatever you choose to pay me or whatever I accept, right? Because that's just me. That's just me. So if Keith come to Atlanta and like, yo, tall boy, I got a situation that like come into the picture, I'm not coming at you because you're good enough. I'm saying, yo, I'm coming at you because you dope and I'm a fan of yours. So I expect you to bring the A+ game. But if you say, here's my number, I'm going to respect your number. If I can't do it, I can't do it. So what she kind of threw out there to me was like, yo, what is your number, or where are you valuing yourself at now? And it's like, yo, I'm starting to learn to shoot on the higher end because I'm tired of showing up places where other people is giving a number that I felt embarrassed to give.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I don't call people whack.
I'm
like,
go ahead. No, go, James.
Oh, but I was gonna say you missed it at the beginning. That goes into our mindset versus faking it till you make it kind of connotation, right? Again, go in knowing what you bring to the client or the potential client. You know what the range is, right? You know what the whack folks are bringing, and you know what folks that are pretty dope are charging for the same types of services.
Well, so in all fairness. No, finish your statement, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I'm
gonna say. So you know the value that you bring. You know your branded tall boy experience. So if you're gonna bring that to a client, that comes at a premium. That really does, right? The work, and we're not just talking about the end product. We're talking about the work that goes into it as well. So all of that admin stuff, all that editing, all of that clipping, and all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes before the end product is out there, and then whatever work you're going to do after the end product is out there, helping with promotion and things of that nature.
Shout out. Hey, look, shout out to these new tools that we found out that just simplified a lot of that.
And there you go. Right.
And
Again, you take advantage. You're smarter to use those tools and to have those tools in your toolkit, and folks should pay more for I think not the end result, not the end product, but actually your time. Because we had that conversation earlier tonight as well. That's the most valuable asset that folks are getting, your knowledge and your time. And that should be at the premium. That shouldn't be at the bargain basement price for someone who's going around just shooting with their phone, or just shooting with a what you call them things, the little action cams or something like that.
Right.
You coming out there every single time with Sonys and Canons and wireless microphones and boom arms and this and that. Man, that investment in the craft.
It's so much to say right now, but I hear you.
But again, you and I have had this conversation.
And you were in the meeting. You got called for that. They called you.
Right.
You ended up in the meeting.
So
that's 10% more right there.
So to James's point, me and James had it wasn't no argument, because he did what he was going to do and I did what I was going to do at CES. He flat out said, I'm going micro, and I said, no, I'm going for the look. And the look, brother, packages have been knocking on my door. Packages have been coming to the door since we last spoke. That's all I can say. And but it was the look. And the one thing that one of my, when I first got into videography, and anybody that's watching this is a gem drop, and you cannot put this as a real.
Okay, let me not mark it right now.
If they not watching this, what I'm about to say, then that's on them. They got to watch this however long y'all been going live. One of the guys that told me when I first started, he said, I can give you $1,000. I mean, I can give you a $2,500 camera. Hell, I can give you the most expensive camera, and I can go out with my phone, and my video is gonna be way better than yours. He said, because I know what I'm doing. He said, but you can't go to a wedding and charge her $10,000 to shoot her wedding video with a cell phone. She is not flying with that. Even though the video comes out, so you got to come out with the look. You got to come out with the bells and whistles. And if you don't come with those bells and whistles, they're not going to take you seriously.
There you go.
Like, wow. You know, so that's why I said I was doing what I did. And you know how I move, James, at CES.
Oh yeah. And I think so. In my defense,
no,
we go to that event for different reasons.
No, that's true.
Right.
We go. Our strategy for tackling that particular conference is completely different. All right, you're going for capturing on the spot, on the scene content, and then getting products so you can review it on your show, and then you can bring that to your community and you can have dialogue around that. I'm going there to facilitate and to network and to build on the relationships that I've already established over the year. I'm there to bring everyone to a wine and dine. I'm there to shake hands and kiss babies, right? And then do the thing because I've already done all of that work up front for 11 months. I'm just there to, hey, let me go see you, Withings and Aper and Bo, right? All that stuff. So it's a whole different concept. So the content that I get on the showroom floor at the CES Unveiled and all those events, that's just extra gravy on top. So whole different mindset, whole different concept, but it works. And think of someone that's also in our circle, someone like a Rocky Nash, right? She's, I think, closer to kind of your mindset and your expectation for the event. On the scene, collecting content, getting the interviews, doing the thing. And she lives in that area, so she's, hey, come to my town, check out how cool we are in Las Vegas. We got these cool events. It's everyone has their own. That's a good statement right there because there's so much leeway and this whole content creation ecosystem is so big that it can't be saturated. What Marquez does, what Keith does, what Tallboy does, what I do. I mean, there is so much room for us to all be out here and have enough of a lane to make our own thing successful.
Hey, you know what I learned listening, like, us three talk and other ones, and my experience in this, I look at how far I've come with just picking up the camera to say, okay, I'm going to be a photographer. Like I've been doing it. I've been taking pictures for a long time, but like just saying I'm a photographer, it's that little mindset I said earlier, James, about, I do a little bit of pictures. And when I finally spent that daggone money on a full frame camera and I picked it up, I was like, you know what? I'm a daggone photographer for the price I paid for this camera. So I just doubled down and like, like Tallboy said, I have the same situation with the whole fast gear stuff that I wear. I'm going to go into the event and I'm going to look like I'm there because I was invited here or I'm supposed to be in the room, not working the room. So I don't need to be known as the photographer. I'm a photographer because I have a camera in my hand, but I want you to stop and think, are you a photographer or are you a celebrity? One of the two, because I'm gonna be flexing that sharp and that dope where I'm gonna look better than the people that I'm shooting if I can. That's my selling point. And I have people that ask me for my card, the Instagram. Then when they open up the Instagram, all of those random pictures I do, they go, I got to get you for my birthday party. Cha-ching, got you. Because they're looking at the color camera, which is the same as the other dudes. I got a strap. He got a Peak design on, but I got this joint that people just want to dress with it. And they like, I want to hire him. So the good news is the next event that I got to do, it was because I was at an event with two other photographers, but the way I looked, the way I presented myself, the way everybody was talking about me, the way they looked at my equipment, you hear what I'm saying? They was like, he got there. He got the dope lens, the big boy lens. Ooh. And I'm sitting there like, I can do the same thing with this one. But if that looks better to you, the point you said about the wedding, if that's going to do it, that's what you got to grab and you go for it. That's what you want to do. The last thing I'm going to just add on to this is what's crazy is I try to warn people of spending too much time trying to tell everybody how to do it rather than just show them how to do it. Because the one thing I learned with this industry is you can have the person that's saying this is how you ought to do it, but they always go back to look and see what you're doing. Right. And it's hard for them to believe. Like in sports, you can get away with it. So, and this is true story. I listened to it. Pastor Greg Rochelle did a demonstration, and he put all these pictures up, and he showed the fastest runners in the world. Then he showed the next or way below the fastest runners in the world. He showed the training facility of the not the fastest runners in the world. Bougie, state of the art, this, that, and the third. And he showed the fastest runners in the world, this African descent, and he showed where they work out at. You know what they was working out in? They was working out in water buckets, on grass that was uncut. And then the coach came out, and my man was straight a walking Jabba the Hutt. And he sat on the chair that literally disappeared. And everybody in the audience is laughing like, damn, where you going with this? And he's a white pastor too, right? So we laughing at Craig Rochelle like, where you going with this? And he said, this is not about being African or white American, this, that, and third. He said, I'm trying to make a point here. It just so happens that the fastest runners in the world from Africa, but not one of their training facilities equals up to the fast American people who are never number one. And so he was basically showing, like, so in sports, you can have my man Andy Reid be like, oh, coach, what do you want me to do? And we know damn well Andy Reid can't run 50 yards like everybody else. He could tell it. But in this other game, you're not really taking it from the dude with the old camera that ain't showing you some fresh pictures or a new artist you working with. If he ain't showing you that, he can tell you everything he wants about flashes and aperture. You're going to listen to that guy right there that's doing it right now, whether they teaching it or not. But 90% of the people that telling you what to do, if they not showing you that they can achieve what they telling you.
You didn't say a word right there.
Right?
Oh boy, you got the catalog, boy. You know we talking right at you because you got the catalog.
I don't have time to show you. I'll tell you, but I ain't gonna show you.
But here's what you're showing though: the places that you go, the rooms that you're in. So, Tall Boy, let me qualify this real quick.
No. So you're right. So what you just said, you're right, because I was just telling her. She went in with her approach of, I said, look, I'm not your campaign manager, baby. Like, but you, and y'all know me. James knows me. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to hold no punches. I'm raw and I'm direct. I'm a former athlete.
He's straight from the country, boy. He's straight from.
I'm an athlete. So athletes, they're leaders. Majority of them are leaders. So it's like, I'm not that, one thing my grandmother used to always say is, you the head, not the tail. I'm not running for the position because I don't want it. But if I wanted to run for it, I probably would eat you alive with, whatever I'm going to say, because that's just the confidence that I have in myself. So you're right, because I was breaking some things down to her. And by the time she got through, or by the time we got up and left today, she said, damn, you just made me rethink my whole damn strategy. And I'm like, I just told you from my perspective, look at how other people are winning right now just in the world, right? So just how and you're coming at as I'm this person that I'm passionate about the job. That's cool to be passionate, but you're going to have to bring a little bit more fire than just I'm passionate about the job. So I said that, and I don't want to talk too much about the strategy of what I shared with her, but at the same token, the other point that I wanted to make, James, was they were saying that, and you would laugh at the money that they wanted to pay for a social media person. And so the guy flat out told her, like, he ain't going to take that. Like, he going to laugh you out the room with that part, so he may take this part right here. I really don't want to take that part, to be honest with you, but because it's my partner saying, I need you to do this. But I know that because it's not one of those more popular races, I know that she has. The problem is they don't have the endorsements, and without those not the endorsements, they don't have those dollars. So you got to get them folks to donate. And my thing was, because the incumbent is already there, most people are not going to speak. So are you going to donate privately, if that makes sense? And so she got to go out there and go get that money. And I'm like, it's not even about the money for me. If I like you, I like you. But what we do, or what we talk about on this show, or what you guys talk about on this show, nobody in the political sector, or at least I haven't seen it in the last, it's never really been done before. I haven't even seen anybody do it in the 2020 election or even in the 22 election. I didn't even see it in that election. They're not doing social media the way we do social media. With Taja clips, with Opus clips, with the Jupiters, with whatever it is, what is that? The cap cuts. They not doing that. They just they just putting signs out there and on the streets. And I'm like, yo, that's not really where the people are. I mean, you just wasting cardboard, really. That's the way I look at it. I mean, we on the internet, right?
So go out there and shake up the world. Go out there and shake up the world. Right?
Yeah,
do it for the motivation
so you
of
wasted
that.
cardboard.
I mean,
come on, bro. You wasted cardboard.
No,
wasting all these good Amazon boxes.
You wasting the cardboard talking about vote on this date, elect Hicks for, alderman. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. But my thing is, it's all in social media, and they don't have the team, because most of these people, that if it's not the mayor's race and if it ain't running for presidency, you already know it's going to be a low voter turnout anyway. If it ain't the mayor and if it ain't the presidency, they not going to show up. So my thing is, those candidates that are running for that respective position that she's going for, they don't even have that team to do the social media, that especially at the weight that we know how to do, and then to be able to say, I'm gonna throw this in those platforms that I just said. They don't even have we already on top of it. James told me about Taja and was like, yo, this the one. How many people know about Taja? We trying to get the world out.
5 people,
How many people know about
So think about it. Think about this right here, because I want you to grasp onto that. That's leverage that you have, right? Old way of doing things is fine and it's cool for certain things, but if you're trying to bring folks into this new decade, this new content creation, this new consumption of information, and you got the trick, if you got the magic 8 ball, that knowledge, that 10% more that than the other person is doing it with all the cardboard, that's premium. That should be charged at a premium rate. To have you come in and represent. So again, if you say you don't worry about the money, or you don't care as much about the money, but if you want to do it just for yourself, and you want to do it for the motivation and not to just be out there doing something, if you want to do it for yourself, make sure you get paid for your value and your worth and your time.
So here's my question that I have, because for me, and I'm not gonna call it, what do they call it, actor syndrome or something like that, because I never did it for politics. I don't care what if you win, you lose, you lose. But for me, I don't want to have that imposters. That's what it is, imposter syndrome. I don't want to have that. Now, we know what I can do in the entertainment industry. We know what we can do in the tech industry. But now you over here jumping in another lane. And it's, like I said, I know they don't, whoever they have that's running can't touch what I do. I know that. But at the same token, you've never done it in this capacity, if that makes sense. So, and I don't think I've seen anybody do it outside of probably the presidential election.
Yeah, but it's just a pivot, right? So, I mean, Keith went from music to creating photos, right? Didn't know nothing about a camera until he picked one up and broke it and then put it back together.
So look, this is what I'm hearing, and this might help, Tall Boy. It's what I just said earlier on this show. I was saying about, now I kind of get it. What I'm doing with pictures is no different than what I was doing with music, right? There's I think I use the same picture on Facebook and Instagram, but I put 2 different messages on them. And one of the messages that I was saying on one of them was, I seen it, I visualized it, and then I made it visual. So when you're talking to people, or they bring you in the room, you agree to the meeting, they say something, and as they're talking, you're seeing it a certain way. So the direct and raw, straightforward Tall Boy is going to say, that doesn't change your ability to accomplish what you see in it. So if you were to say, I don't really see this going anywhere, in your own brain, you reduced it down to, this is just the work, because even the vision on what you wanted to do, I don't think you're going to achieve that. but that doesn't change if you just need to pull in an FX30 or shoot, whatever. The thing is still, how do you use that? And you can be direct to say, you know what? It's Shark Tank, right? Look at the people in Shark Tank. They say, oh, Mark Cuban, Damon John, I can make you a lot of money. And they like, no doubt, but that's just not me. I'm not into that. I'm not into meats and vegetables. So I'll pass. Give it to him. They didn't say it ain't going to do nothing. They didn't say it doesn't work. They just said, I'll pass on that because that ain't me. So there's some jobs that I need to be into. Other ones, I don't care if I'm into it or not. Like taking pictures at funerals is big business. And some people were like, oh, that's, and guess what? I got a personal call. A family friend of mine, they were like, yo, such and such husband passed away and they want you to do pictures. And they was like, I hate to ask you, but do you do that? I was like, absolutely. I got my sniper joints. I'm like a ninja walking around the room, and my professionalism got me more funeral gigs because it's like the last thing we want is a dude like this shooting around the casket. So I'm long range over here in the balcony, out the side. I'm like, and then I give them the pictures. They like, wow, because I still put the Keith touch on all of it. So Tall Boy, it doesn't matter if it's politics. If somebody call you up about sports, somebody call you about entertainment, CES, IES, something, you're still bringing Tall Boy to the picture. And whatever your quality is, how you do it, that does not change across the board. So my fear, I'm admitting, I have a slight fear of I have not taken on a wedding yet because of my thought pattern. The bride getting dressed, the ring, this, that, and the third. And my honest answer is I've never covered all of that, and I don't want to miss when I do it. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna say no.
You're gonna miss something unless you're gonna miss something unless you got a team.
Yeah, exactly. So to your point, like we on the same page. Cause I'm like, you confirm what I be telling people. I'm like, I don't trust anybody quite yet that I would work with photography wise that I know sees it the same way I do to give you the quality of you're coming to me because you saw my pictures with my wife and pictures that I've done with other women. And you like, I want you to do my wedding. Thank you. But I'm going to let you know, this is what I would do for you. You can hire me to take pictures of you in your wedding dress, but not the wedding. Or you could do the whole wedding. I know I can, but Keith can't do it the way that Keith wants to do it for how he brands himself. So for that, I'm going to have to say no.
Two questions. Questions. Are you in your own way? Do you think you're in your own way for doing that? Instead of just taking the job, instead of just taking the job? That's question number one. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the answer to that would be, I'm going to go with what you said that I tell everybody. It's not a one-man job. So what I just said, I would create the one-man job, not take on a job that requires two people and I don't have a partner that I'm experienced with to say yes. Because I don't want somebody tanking me. Ain't nobody going to tank me because...
You do have a partner. You do have a partner. Question number two is, why not send your son out there and let him go do the stuff with the men and you go do all the stuff with the women? Because the people who care the most is the women.
Right. No, I got you. I haven't trained him. And so I've trained him in certain things for the way I brand me. So if I recommend him or he is proxy for me, he needs to represent me. So at the beginning, he's like, oh, Dad, I'm cool with this APS-C camera. All right, son, you're not listening right now. Until he got on the joint with other people with the full frame. And he's like, oh, Dad, now I see what you were saying. If I had to set him up on a gig, my gig under my name, and he was in his own head, then he would have misrepresented my brand and what I do. So I'm patient on, I will train him. And I'm already ahead of this. I'm already going to end up probably doing one of my first weddings as a B shooter. And as a B shooter, I'm able to see what the A shooter does. So I can say, oh, I see how I do. I'm in the room. Like if somebody say, yo, I want you to come to CES and do X, Y, and Z, and I know I can go on the road with one of y'all before that event comes up, I'll tell them, yeah. But when I go out with Tall Boy or I go out with James, I'm sitting there soaking up. Okay, James takes a small kit. Tall Boy takes a large kit. I'm going to find the reason why I would do both.
I'm throwing your ass in the fire. No, I'm throwing your ass in the fire. You going, hey, look, you came out here because I believed in what you could do. Do you?
Right.
I
Right.
think so. So James is different from me. Yeah, like I told you, I like to press buttons. I'm over here trying to press buttons on this other thing
You
over
probably trying
here.
to do something right now, right? You try.
Yeah,
You looking for some
I
triggers
am.
right now.
That's why I'm looking this way over here. I'm trying to do multiple things. But what I'm saying is, when I bring people out, I saw your work and I respected you enough to say, you know what? I don't really have a role for you. I just need you to see where the holes are. And I need you to fill one or two or however many holes you think you can fill. Whereas James is the type of guy that's going to say, look, here's the outline. This is what we're going to do. And you're going to cover this. You're going to, shadow me on that. And you're going to take the lead on that.
Mhm.
Tallboy's like, look, we going to. So I deal more in chaos. He deals more in structure, if that makes sense. And it's just
And it works though. No, right? And that's not a slight. That's not a negative thing
it
towards
works.
you, right?
The
To each
Tallboy
their
come
own.
back with that content. Tallboy come back with that content now. So I mean,
Right.
so he coming back with it. But now, like I said, it may be shaky, it may be blurry, but I came back with it, right? So it's like now I got to look at it and be like, God damn it, I told you to focus this damn thing. But
What's wrong with your hands? Why
I
your hand
got
all-
yeah, it's like damn. But if I gave him the phone, he would have shot it in vertical and would have still messed it up. I need it in horizontal if I gave you the phone. But neither here nor there. I'm gonna come back with this content because I know, like James says, Tallboy, you know how to position yourself. Now, the average person is when, like I said, most people they think from a corporate mindset, right? And because they think from a corporate mindset, it's they write out they map out what the activities are going to be, and they say we vision board this thing out. But then when you get out in the field, it don't always work that way, and that's what I learned at
Right.
radio. And so we draw out, this is what it's going to look like if we cover this event. And the first thing, that rule of thumb, if you work in event management, you work from, most people say, well, I want the stage here, I want the back door over here, I want the red carpet over there. That's how they want it, right? But you can't do none of that, because the first thing in event management is we working from the closest source of power on out. And most people don't even think about where the damn closest source of power is, right? So it's like, nah. So now you got to think on the fly. And because I've done so many of those think on the fly type situations, what we discussed in the office was a waste of time if the closest source of power just shifted us everywhere else. So now you gotta rearrange, and you got to think on the fly, and you got to still. Nobody cares about you had a good time unless you can show them you had a good time.
That's true. Boy, that's true. So
and go ahead.
No, so go ahead, because what I'm gonna put the bow on it. So go ahead.
So that's why it's imperative. I mean, that not imperative. That's why I think in chaos, whereas James thinks James is a corporate guy. Hey, that's him. Tallboy,
and it's complimentary.
Yeah, and it fits his personality perfectly. No slight to him. Tallboy is a chaos guy because I was always out in the field, and I'm the one that's gotta. Hey, look, it didn't work this way, so we had to do it that way. And you know what? The event still went off without a hitch, and nobody knew other than the people who drew it up.
Yeah. And I would say to bring this plane in, put that in your rider, put that in your requirements, in your contract, that is the extra little swag that you bring to these opportunities, and you are going to get this experience if you pay for it. So, and regardless of whatever the situation is, if it's a political situation, if it's a wedding that we're talking about, if it's going to a conference, wherever you want me and my squad to show up and document, this is what you're going to get.
Wow.
And here are the links if you want to see that catalog of content. These are the rates that I charge. Here's a window of what it is. Here's the lowest out there in the industry. Here's the highest out in the industry. And I fit in this lane right here. And these are the 3 or 4, 5 things that you're gonna get for this rate. If you want more than that, well, we can do some ad libs, and we can add things on as well, some a la cartes. But and then stick to those guns, man, because again, you've been doing it, and this is not just talking to you, this is talking to all of us. We've been doing this for such a long time, and we have this knowledge, we have this insight, and we've got this creativity. You on the video side, KP on the photo side, on the music side. That right there, you can't quantify that. You can't really put a number on that. So you're charging for your time. And you
James,
charge you for your experience.
you know what I like
Charge your
that
experience.
when I had to look at when people started asking me to do certain things with photos,
Hmm.
and I looked at, you know, as a standard, like, you know, there's the whole, oh, I don't give a damn what everybody else think, whatever, and then there's the, you don't want to throw a number out there that like nobody's actually really doing. But when I looked at like the chart on what people charge for a photo shoot and blah blah blah, or how much per hour, I looked at the range, and you know, they'll give you suggested beginners, and it was one that even narrowed it down to what kind of camera you have. So like the tall boys point, you could take somebody like a Sammy and say, hey Sammy, I want you to do this video, and Sammy will say, well, I have an FX30. Well, Sammy can put his pricing on his equipment, even though his talent ain't really up to it, because you just ask him to film it. The next thing is your uniqueness comes into play. It's like us as music producers at a certain point in time. It's like, well, why is this producer charging $50,000 a track when this dude is like, can I at least get 5,000? And it's because of the uniqueness of that producer. It doesn't matter that it's still a keyboard, a drum beat, and a bass line. It's like, it's a drum beat, a bass line, and the keyboard coming from Timberland. And it's just like, well, Timberland has showed you, and he's proven himself to some extent. So just by doing that, the numbers pushed up off of what you've proven. So now, if you got people coming at you, they sitting you at the table, that's when I had to learn to adjust and say, you know what? You know, lock in on your rate and don't move it. So I turned a gig down for a fashion show, and the girl was like, yeah, how much you charge? And I told her how much I charge. I was like, oh, we can't afford, that's not in the budget. I was like, all right, y'all have a good time. like where the old me would have been like, well, all right, I knocked $50 off. And I was like, it was so hard for me, tall boy. And I was just like inside, you know, the two mics on the shoulder, the Tom and Jerry joint, and you got the pitchfork dude and the angel.
The devil and the angel.
Was like it was like both of them was like, tell her no. And I was just like, all right, I'll talk to you later. And sure enough, the phone rang again, and it was like, yo, I need you. And it was just like, yo, give me your number. And like, yo, they got a budget. It's like, hint, hint, add 50 more on your normal hour rate. Yeah. Like, that's the beauty right there, because that person that's saying add 50 more or 100 more hour to what you normally do, they're basically saying you're still even worth more than that.
Yes.
The fact that they're looking at it, they're saying, I'm coming to you because I'm so impressed with the results. So for you, tall boy, again, just the way you talking, my folk that I know in Atlanta, if something come up and it's something that's in your lane, listen, you could tank it and I'm going to cuss you out afterwards, but asking you to do it is believing you going to make them be like, dang, your boy tall boy, man, he did the doing thing. That's the man. Because I'm just like, I'm already sold. I'm already sold. So
well, it just comes with time. What James said earlier, it comes with experience, and everybody that's watching has some form of experience in whatever it is that they do. And what I've learned in the years is you have to find a way to tell that brand story, and you have to be able to get in front of everybody. And what most photographers or most videographers don't know how to do, they don't know how to talk. And, you know,
bruh, that's it right there. You got to have your elevator pitch down to a handful of seconds, right? You got to be able to grab somebody, just like creating this content in first 3, 4, or 5 seconds. You got to have your elevator pitch.
The talented ones, some of the talented ones don't know how to talk. I had fit in that category for a second, so I had to shut up and learn how to talk, because the ones, to me, and this is no disrespect, you can almost feel the people that's like, I had the money, I got an expensive camera, expensive lens, and I pointed and I shot. And you know what's a telltale? Is people that are obsessed with flash photography, right? Some of your biggest photographers, their best pictures are not even with flash. They are those composition heavy shots. They're all about the composition and what their eyes saw. The neophytes, they're going to have that perfect flash. You can see the dip in the eye from the reflection and all. And they're trying to get the bag off of, here's a clean, crisp, lit shot. And I'm sitting there like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I don't want to be in that category stuck in front of a screen to get that bag. So I have to be out and about. I want to travel. I want to be in certain rooms because people want what my eyes saw. think about with the vision goggles and stuff now. The whole thing with James with his glasses and y'all with y'all glasses is what did I see?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the function in that. We got cameras, you can walk around with it, but it's like if you put them on the glasses and record, it's getting what you're looking at. It's getting where you're pointing at. And so now the idea is with a photographer, I don't look at it any different. I look at it like I'm gonna point the camera. I want you to see what my camera is pointing at in a unique way. And that's what you're gonna pay for. So like what James pulled up there on there, I was like, why do we normally choose the I'm a beginner? Who told you that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm on the top end of that. And if I can't prove that, there's certain steps you do to get to the top end. So back to Tall Boy's point, I know that having or fronting a A7R, right, can justify the topper end of that. Right? Whether I shoot with it or not, you guys show you got one of them. That's why JP High Tech was bragging on that. I got a red. Doc Rock let you know I got a red.
And pull it out and show it to you. Yeah, listen, I got these reds here. These don't come.
So last week, Doc Rock was like, I don't care. You got to run your own race, right? So, and I understood what he was saying, but and maybe it's just this market, maybe it's just the people I'm around. What I've found is when people come in, like the gentleman came in for me today, or over the weekend, and said, "This is the guy." Because he said that, it opened up the door. But when I come to you individually, there's something that you feel like, oh, well, like she said, she came in with this budget of a couple $100. And he was like, he ain't going to do it for that price. But she already had it made up in her mind because they don't understand the true value of what this pricing is. And because everybody else is either doing it for free or doing it for pennies on the dollar, she felt like she could get the same. And it was him that said, nah, he ain't gonna do it for that. You're going to get this brother some crab legs to have a conversation, and you're gonna have to and you're gonna have to pay him X amount. And it still wasn't the amount that I felt like, but not to take away from her campaign, because if she wins, life could be a whole lot.
So if she wins, just think about the residual, or think about, even if if the person that you're going out there creating content for doesn't win, but other folks see the deliverable that you put out there, doesn't that turn into some opportunities as well? So just you going out there and doing your thing and showing the experience to say, oh man, he did this, even though she didn't win, that's dope, right? So let me reach out to him and see if I can get his team to do this, and this for me. I'm opening up a new business downtown, or I'm running for another race, I'm running for school superintendent, whatever. It could open up a whole bunch of different doors that you don't even know that you got some blessings waiting for you around the corner.
And the good thing is those websites have been okay. What they say? Okay.
Okay.
Tina got to come in every time, right? So that's missed.
So here's the funny thing. A couple weeks ago, I did something for my partner. He had an opportunity to preach. And I said, okay, well, I saw his flyer. I said, okay, I'm going to pull up on you. And I came in and I said, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. And he was like, just go set up. So, I brought, like James said, I came in with the wireless mic, hooked them up. And I went in the back of the church, put my, what is that 70 to 180 on that joint, and that signal lens.
Zoom in on them.
And it zoomed in from the back of the church, not in the front. And
come through, bro.
Once it was all over with, I did like 5 to 6 minute clips on, whatever. And whenever he paused to drink water, I stopped. And I got the little joint. I never leave home without this. If you're a content creator, you better have one of these.
What you better have tape in your pocket? Gaffer's tape in your pocket? Oh, hold on.
You better get one of these. You better get one of these. Yeah, it's the SD card reader, and you plug it into your phone.
Oh, nice.
And it literally dumps the footage. So I was like, look, bro, you can have all the raw files, and you don't owe me nothing. It is what it is. I want it. Now, this is what makes the Tall Boy experience the experience. I'll give you that sauce. I wanted to have 2 or 3 clips up before he woke up that morning, but it didn't work out that way.
You fell asleep in the chair, didn't you? Oh,
no, it just didn't work out that way.
I see what you're saying.
But he had them clips before the end of the night. And brother called me and said, bruh, he said, the church sent me their PTZ optic video and you sent me your video. And the PTZ optic camera was a little bit higher than where mine was because it was coming out of the media booth. And I said, I thought that was a lady shooting from the phone that was in the, and he said, no, that's the PTZ optic camera in the back. Your camera quality on that Sigma 70 to 180, I think that's the lens that it is. It's 70 to 180, right? Is that it? It's not a 200. So it's 70 to 180.
We'll find out.
A Sigma 71D?
What
What kind of camera you putting it on?
Hold on.
Oh, Tamron. I'm sorry. Tamron.
Okay.
70.
Tamron, yeah. When you said 71D, I was like, gotta be a
man.
Tamron, but you said Sigma.
Yeah. Tamron.
Yeah,
71,
Tamron. That's the good one right there.
That one right there, boy. You
And
see
it's
that?
light too, right?
Ooh, it's very light. So I got this
that's
Canon 70. I got this Canon 70 to 200, and it died on me. So I'm like, I'm mad about the fact that it died on me. So I went and got the Tamron because everybody was saying, go get this. And when I took some pictures of that, took some pictures in Europe of that 70 to 180 on that Tamron, boy, I said, this is my new shooter right here.
Just that new one. Just that
So
one.
I don't, because it's light. Like, man, this 70 to 200 over here that's sitting over here that I'm pointing at, man, that thing heavy as hell. It's about 5 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing over there, boy.
No,
boy.
yeah, this one dope. This one dope.
Yeah.
F2.8
boy.
Yeah, that's nice. Listen,
And
charge for that.
so I put it on. I put him on video, and I turned around and dropped that thing in the CapCut, and he had that clip. I called you for the other joint the other day, your brand partnership, but I didn't have a chance to get to it at the time, so I put it in CapCut and sent it to him. And brother, he was like, dude, the church don't even know what you did. And he was like, how did you do that? And I was like, bro, I was just doing me. He said, bro, you are awesome. And it was, like I said, it was just, I didn't even think nothing of it. It was like he was just a guest speaker at the church, and it was what it was. So I was just like, I got you, bro. If I come out, I'm a rock. He said, bro, it looks great. I'll call you back. And when he got on the phone, he was, go ahead.
So Tallboy, this is the stuff that James talks about. And James, this is something that I don't want to do, but there's room for it. So when people making excuses, Tallboy would be your speaker on following exactly what Tallboy did. Okay, step number 1. What did you do? I mic'd the guy. I put a non-intrusive mic on him, and I went to the back of the church in my own spot. You know how many pastors will probably be like, yo, I need to hire somebody to do that for every sermon, right? Because remember, we're putting real estate where people communicate, right? Where they're grabbing the content and stuff. And so reels aren't going anywhere. Clips ain't going nowhere. They're only stretching or shrinking in size. It's like an elasticism going on, but reels are still it because people's attention span is small. So like in the Philly area, I could take Tallboy to the ministers conference and be like, yo, y'all need to hire him. And they're gonna be like, okay, how that work? And then it's like, okay, I can't be everywhere at the same time. Well, that's when you had the team set up and you tell them exactly what to do. And then the business would just be, all right, what church are you going to? Okay, where's the pulpit at? That's about 200 feet. So you're going to need such and such a lens, blah, blah, blah. You're going to set up in here. They're going to do that. How much we charging, right? You charging on the service is 2 hours long, maybe. The preacher's going to be about an hour. So we minimum 1 hour. This how much it costs. Now the preacher know what he's paying for. Then they're going to say, I don't need it every time I preach. Cool, you should do a month. We got 1 month packages. Or every 5 sermons or something. That's a whole business right there.
Yeah.
Because
you go ahead and be the business, and I'll be over in Philly.
No. Boy, here's what you just proven.
$69, bro.
But here's what you just proven: that your picture for specifically for reels is better than the church system.
Yeah, well, they had PTZ optic cameras, and I mean nothing against PTZ optics, but PTZ optics is great if it's up close, not in the back of the damn church. So,
this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do, because this has been a conversation that we've had for a while. Hey, KP, we're gonna get Walter Jeanette over here. We're gonna get the 3 of us and Walter Jeanette, or maybe even Monty Weaver. because they live in this world, right? And they, on the church side and on the PTZ side, but get the three of us and also Monty Weaver and Walter Jeanette in here and just chop, because they're also either making recommendations. I know Walter's out there making money, right? I mean, that's what he does. His primarily niche that he focuses on is churches and things of that nature, or maybe even someone like Kirk, right? Kirk Nugent, because I know he's out there doing the same thing. This boy got mad and got up from his chair.
Oh man, I thought I had the lens. Oh, here we go. I know I had the lens.
Got mad.
I know I had. I just didn't know where I put it.
Remember we live now. Remember we live.
I know that's the beauty of what I do. It's
I
the
know.
experience.
You chaos again. Chaos again. But listen, let me again. I'm gonna bring this plane in because I got to go say hello to Mama because I'm packing, getting ready to leave for a long time.
Get me off the can.
Oh, Lord have mercy. He done broke something.
Oh, Lord. I hope he ain't dropped the lens.
Let me mute him.
I think he muted. Okay. Heart drop right there.
Damn, son.
Cut.
We gonna have the benediction now.
Yeah, we just
Dr. Pelzer, if you go take us,
we go. No, I need you how to close because I have no. I just don't even want to know what it was. I just know it was bad.
We see a lot of y'all still with us. Appreciate y'all. Y'all saw whatever happened. Hopefully he's all right. I see him in the backstage. Oh Lord.
We gonna survive?
He gonna be out. I don't know. He doing something with his cables. We're not even gonna do it. We're not gonna bring it back on because emotions are probably flying. And
because it might be a mic, might just be a microphone or something.
No, it sounded like glass.
Maybe it was the liquor glass.
It sounded like some Sony glass. I don't know.
I know this. Why you got to say Sony? It just sounded like liquor.
It sounded like some G Master glass.
Sound like we pray no G Master glass. You know what I'm saying?
I've never been at a loss for words, but I'm at a loss for words right now. Oh Lord. KP, in 2 more weeks when we get this done. You good back there behind the scene? Okay. We gonna let you come back.
He said he good.
Yeah, I'm unmute him because I'm sure he dropped some letter words there.
I dropped some. I dropped some words. I dropped the Tamron lens, bro.
Oh my!
I dropped it. Yes,
is it all right?
Yeah, it didn't even scratch it, bro. I'm actually surprised.
Bro,
I dropped the lens. I'm trying to reach
KP
right
is quick
here
with the graphics though.
Wait, would you type it out? I was
quick with the graphics.
I don't know what I said, but I gave you some chaos, didn't I? It's gonna be his blooper reel that he gonna have over here. Talking about tall boy was reaching for something, and then here comes.
Oh my God!
What was it? Yeah, because glass, bro. There is light though. Like I don't know. Have you ever felt the Tamron 71?
Yeah, no, I saw it in the store. I was going to grab one of them things, but
seen it in the store. I never dropped it though.
Have you felt it? Like, I mean, dude, this thing is light.
Okay.
Now
I got the.
I don't know his own strength over there. He just blew on it. The next
that's the 180. I got a 2. Is it 300? I got that other one, but it's a 4.6 something or whatever. So that was just for long range, and I was throwing on APS-C. But the Tamron lenses, I mean, now they much lighter than walking around with that Sigma 2470. Jeez.
Tall boy, I'm gonna make you viral because that's gonna be a clip to that. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. That's about to be a nice little reel with some music behind it. He's just trying to
get his views up. That's it. He's trying to get his followers.
I'm trying to get all this money. I'm trying to get this. They're gonna be some. some
I want more than crab legs, brother. I want more than crab. Cut me a check. Just cash
I'll
out
send
a
you
nice,
cash out.
just cut me a nice piece. That's it.
I'll send you
Because
some stipends.
I slammed them earbuds down like you mother.
I did. I saw you behind the scene. And I said,
Yeah,
oh,
it was
Lord.
like James was quick, like. Psh, 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 psh.
Oh man,
Take us home, man. We shutting it down, man, because it's been chaos. I need to go talk to Mama, make sure she's good before I get ready to hit these streets. In 2 weeks, though, I'm gonna remember this. Let's see, Cowboy, if you can come back, maybe have this another discussion. We'll see if we can get Walter Jeanette or someone like Amani Weaver just to talk around the business side of again doing what it is that we do. And so you don't just hear it from me and Keith and Doc, right? You hear from some other cats that are out here doing it as well. But I think at the end of the day, we all saying the same thing: charge for your worth. Tall boy broke the stream.
I like how you did that.
Keep quick with
How
the
you put this
graphics.
stuff on the screen? Is this on Ecamm?
That's Ecamm, baby.
Yeah,
That's
Ecamm.
That's
Yeah, those
Ecamm.
things you can do with Ecamm, like with the quickness.
Right there. That's where I'm gonna leave it. Right there with the rolling of the eyes from the V-Mix man. Rolling
You
of
can
the
do-
eyes.
You can do these things with the quickness on Ecamm. You know what I'm saying?
That's just what we do, brother.
Who you got
Y'all
for
be
the
good.
game, man?
Y'all
Who
be
you got
good.
for the game? You didn't tell us who you got for the game.
Oh,
you going
I'll
down
tell you that tomorrow. So I'm like a crack dealer, right?
I
So I
ain't
give you a
watching
little
you
bit.
tomorrow. You
I
cut
know.
me.
I already know. So you gotta watch Team No Sleep tomorrow. I'm like,
Well,
a
I
crack
got Taylor
dealer.
Swift.
She gonna win either way.
On that note, we gotta go.
Yeah, hey, she gonna
I got
she gonna
Taylor
win
Swift for the
either
game.
way.
She gonna
right?
win. Taylor
Yeah,
gonna
she
win.
He winning.
You know what
She
Trevor
winning.
Noah said during his monologue, right? Wherever she go, the economy seems to just improve. So either way, she gonna win. But yeah, I'll give my prediction tomorrow.
I think Doritos is gonna win. I think that's gonna be the best commercial.
Doritos.
I
What?
think they're gonna
The
be
what?
the best commercial. I said I think they're gonna have the best.
Doritos.
I said I think they're gonna have the best commercial.
You know something we don't know? It'll be mixed glitch. he over there throwing shit.
He's an ass. We gotta go. Thank y'all for watching. To the people that was watching, appreciate y'all.
Listen, he gonna close the show for us. You know, he
clowning. And when I learned how to do this, and you lucky I couldn't do what I wanted to do tonight. I waited 2 weeks and now my damn computer don't want
when
to
I
work.
learned how to produce this show and do it.
When I learned how to do this,
when I get all my wits about me.
back
All
in
right, man. Hey, let's see. Kate, hold on. I'm gonna put this last comment up from Florence and stop with the torture. No. No.
Y'all wrong.
We
I
wrong.
love y'all.
But we good.
And then
You
Keith
too,
left
man.
last time. Look,
We
Keith left last time. Yeah, we out. Yeah. Don't
Y'all be
leave,
good.
Keith.
Good to see you, bro.
Out.